Greetings, 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 Nerd Herd family. Shout out to those in the nosebleed seats. Shout out to my peoples in my neurodivergence. Shout out to my people luxuriating from the comfort of their couch or their bed, wherever you are today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. And we are super excited. Wait, where's my overlay? Where is my overlay? There we go. Oh, there we go. Greetings, greetings, greetings all. Here we are at Verdict Watch 2025. How's everyone's day going so far? Hope everyone's having an amazing day, as I have quite an interesting day. What's going on with the Nerd Herd today? One moment, let me put on my glasses so I can see these names popping in. Greetings, greetings, greetings all. Be sure to throw the likes up when you come in so you know what to do, so the algorithm knows that we're doing something worthy. Shout out to Tori Verdi. God bless you too, my love. Margie. Hey, what up, Margie? Angel, Tushka. Greetings, greetings, everyone. Everybody in the nosebleeds, all of my neurodivergents, the people in the bushes. What up, Lisa? We are at Verdict Watch, guys. It has been quite a journey, has it not? Has it not? I'm going to get on probably one of the sites. Hey, Patrice. And make sure that let me read some of the copy that's out there for Verdict Watch. Greetings, guys. K-Lig, hey! Keisha, ain't no party less. Keisha's in the house. Dominique Devereaux, darling, that is my spirit animal. Dominique Devereaux is my spirit. That is my alternate personality. How are you, my love? There was no one like a Dominique Devereaux, darling. She will call you everything but a child of God with a smile on her face and a mink stole over her shoulder. Very classy. Hey, Cherie. Hey, Daywalker. And everybody, is everybody able to hear me well? You can hear me well? Let's read some copy. I was reading some jury deliberations copy. How's everybody been doing? Throw some stuff in the chat. Yes, the name alone sounds classy, doesn't it? Dominique Devereaux. I can remember the first scene when she walked in, when she first came into Dynasty. You can never forget it. And that white, you'll never forget it if you've seen it before. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that. Hey, Yellow Thundercat. Hey, did I get everybody's name? Yes, thus far. The people that are in the chat. So we are on. So you see, I've got all of this stuff worked out. It's always good to have some techies in your life. They help you get it together. Let's see what's being said out here. According to ABC News, you know your girl got to cite her sources. Well, I don't want the video to play, but according to ABC News, the Sean Diddy Combs trial updates, the jury deliberations end for the day. The hip-hop mogul is charged with sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. And this is as of 5:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It says Sean Diddy Combs' trial verdict watch begins. 8 men and 4 women will need to reach a unanimous verdict on whether Sean Diddy Combs is guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation for the purposes of prostitution. This story may contain accounts and descriptions of actual or alleged events that some readers may find disturbing. And so I want to give that disclaimer as well. If people are sensitive to this sort of conversation, by all means, protect your mental health. I've had to do, hey, K-Lig, cite your sources, clock that tea. I've had to do that throughout this trial, which is why so many people expected me. And I think that's where a lot of the YouTube shade came in, because they expected me to do the trial every day. But the difference with them is this is novelty for them, and this is my existence. I didn't need to take that stuff in every day, all day. I'm exposed and experienced with it. I went through a trial with him before. I didn't need the triggering. I knew it would be too much. So I had to temper my interest and desire to know what was happening with a bit of, control and apprehension, because I didn't want to trigger myself. I mean, I got triggered by a lot of little things. So I didn't want to trigger myself. But so here are some of the key headlines. The jury ends deliberations for the day, asks questions regarding narcotics distribution charges. Jury sends another note to the court. The judge will instruct the jury to, so clearly this is it's backwards, how I'm reading it. The judge will instruct the jury to continue deliberating after the jury says one member is confused about instructions. The parties meet to address the juror issue, and the jury note expresses concern that one juror cannot follow instructions. And I have my theories on that. I have my theories on why that went the way that it went. I'll just read. Well, this is from this morning. It said, Sean Combs' trial nearing an end. The highly anticipated trial of hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is nearing its end. Combs has been accused of sex trafficking by force. Let me put this right in front of my computer so I'm still looking directly at the thing. Okay. Accused of sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy as a part of a blockbuster federal indictment originally filed in September 2024. He later faced 2 additional superseding indictments. Combs has pled not guilty to all of the charges. Combs is accused of being the ringleader of an alleged enterprise that abused, threatened, and coerced women into prolonged drug-fueled sexual orgies with male prostitutes, which he called freak-offs, and then threatened them into silence. Combs has said that all of the sex was consensual, and while his relationship sometimes involved domestic violence, he wasn't engaged in trafficking. His attorney, Mark Agnafilo, said Combs was simply part of the swinger lifestyle, and that he vehemently denies the accusations made by the Southern District of New York. Let me just add a caveat to this. The National Association of Swingers has come out and vehemently said, no, sir, clock this T. You ain't part of us. We don't see you. We don't claim you. We don't want no parts. Do not associate yourself with us. We do not associate ourselves with you. And please be put on notice. You will not drag down this lifestyle. And while I do not indulge in that lifestyle or agree with it or know much about it, I feel them. I support their right to put him in his place and not try to piggyback off of their established policies and procedures and protocols. And that is something that they pointed out. While I'm not talking verbatim, they pointed out that their lifestyle is an organized structure of rules and policies and desires and safe words and things of that nature. And it's not at all what he was doing. And please don't, as we would say in the Westies, don't mix and blend me. He trying to be mixy and mix himself with them. And they like, nah, son, we not your community over here. Try over there down the internet superhighway. Because our name is Quinn and we ain't in. And that's exactly what they said to him. What do you guys think about how the jury deliberations have been going thus far? What are your opinions on them? And what do you think has been done well? Not so great, could be done better? What do you think? Thank you, Keisha. You're right. That's really not me. I have gone through enough, and I wasn't going to be doing a daily recap. I know some people they got it how they lived it. They made their coins, boo. And what I can say is there will be a drastic decline in a whole lot of people's incomes post-trial, because what's going to rise to the occasion of their daily narrative of everything about this court. And as Kaylig said, cite your sources, boo. You know, I'm always doing that. Angel said he is not leaving Metropolitan. I'm seriously more concerned with the Rock Nation Damari Hadley lawsuit. Oh, absolutely, unequivocally. And if he's convicted, he will leave because he's going to be sent to a prison. Remember, MDC is jail. He's going to be sent to a prison. Now, there is a time period that it takes for that transition all to take place. But baby, once the conviction is in, darling, he will be going off to the feds, as they call it. And you know about Fed time, state time. You might get 3 years and you might do 14 months. Fed time, you get 14 years, you're doing 14 full years. Then you ain't getting a day off. They don't play that in the feds. There's no discount in Fed time. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys. You know what we're doing here. Your girl is, listen, I will absolutely say we feel the void of Locke not being here. Her presence is definitely missed. However, we're going to make this work. We're going to make it do what it do. It's not easy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey. But, we're going to make it work. What can I say? What can I say? Wow. Daywalker Jess said the hackation is alive and well. I know there's more than 2 people watching this and it keeps removing my likes. Love you, Natanya. The hackation is on, honey. They threatened by us. We got them pressed. They have foot on neck syndrome because I have kept my foot on their neck, and I'm telling you, the pressure that I'm applying is too much for them. So this is their way of applying pressure back. They've been sequestering my channel and doing all kinds of stuff. You got the YouTubers out there that say, who, me? I'm not ignoring her. I'm not talking about her. What exactly are you talking about? And then they go have a secret live about me using the video that I just shot in a members only secret live, dragging me down YouTube secret streets because they can't stand on business. They so pressed, but they won't even come forward and stand on business. If you feel like that about me, I don't want to dignify this person with a response, but Rabbit, if you're so pressed about me, boo, and you're willing to ignore me in, mainstream YouTube streets, you don't want to acknowledge my victimhood and my survivorship because you're jealous or whatever, then don't have secret lives about me. And use my video footage before I strike your channel for using my video footage. Okay? So anyway, I digress. We understand what's happening here. People are pressed and liars. You don't have to like me. You don't have to acknowledge me. But then don't go in a secret members only live because I got eyes everywhere, boo. But I'll digress. We're not going to stick there. And you're right. It absolutely should not be listed as alleged at this point. But I think we've established that it's not alleged, man. Absolutely, unequivocally. But I was just reading the ABC copy. They say alleged. I'm going to read it how I come. I'm citing my sources. It's just bibliography. That's right. It's just bibliography. Hey, copyright fair use code 17, section 107. Fair use is a limitation to copyright set forth by 17 U.S. Code 107 for purposes such as criticism and commentary. Come through, K-Lig, with the moderation substitute teacher. Hey, y'all better not give this substitute teacher a hard time. No throwing paper at the front of the room. Everybody do what she says. Likewise, I do too. If we're being totally serious, Margie, I pray that he does not walk free too. Stranger things have happened. I've been here before. I've been here before, where everyone said beyond a shadow of a doubt, he's not going home. We all knew it. Everyone was like, oh, he's absolutely unequivocally guilty. And then, like Gene Deal said, they went out and to the park. They stepped out of the courtroom to the park, and some type of sorcerer said some statement over him and dropped some powder and some stuff over his head and said a spell and blew some smoke. And then he picked up a bird and put it up to the sky and dropped it, and the bird fell dead to the floor. So we've been here before, when sorcery ensues. I mean, what can I say? K-Lig coming through as the substitute teacher mod, baby. And we are here for it, K-Lig. Everybody, please throw some love in the chat for K-Lig. What are we going to use for K-Lig? Throw some palm trees. Have pictures of palm trees. Throw some palm trees in the chat, my loves. The views expressed on the Dopest Nerd channel are based on opinion and belief and protected by the First Amendment right as stated in the United States Constitution. Come with it, my love. Please inform the peoples. Inform the peoples. Right Sound Studios, how are you? Tuning in, catching up fast at 2 times. I hear that. Just hashtag justice for Natanya. Angel, thank you so much, my love. I appreciate it. And I will say emphatically justice for Natanya. Because listen, Justice or inequality anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And the failure to remedy justice equally and with merit across the board is where justice will prevail. Once we arbitrarily throw out justice, that creates for a problem. Barbara Williams said, I believe he will be found guilty. I believe so too, my sis. Thank you so much. Daywalker Jones said, I'm very hopeful the jurors are asking such good questions right from the start. They're going to bury him. Indeed. I agree. They asked the question, if the person for the drug trafficking, even if the victim says, I want the narcotics, is the person still guilty? And the Southern District of New York said, oh, absolutely, unequivocally, yes. Once you are the purveyor of those narcotics, that's it. And all you need is 2 charges, guilty on 2 things, and that's it. Me too. I'm so happy they're asking worthwhile questions. And let's discuss this juror number 25 who was having a problem with the directions. And no one take offense at all. Baby, tell him, honey. Tell him, Angel. Listen, Keisha said, honestly, have not gotten into that trial. Couldn't watch but a little. The front media circus turned me off. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree. And I'm going to be very honest. The media has covered these sort of trials forever and a day. The content creators have made a mockery out of this trial. I will be very honest. Some of them have given very erstwhile succinct commentary and reporting, and they've done a great job. And I can appreciate it. But some of them, this was their clown show come up, baby. They was out there tap dancing and shoobity bop bop, soft shoeing and shucking and jiving. Well, the beauty of it is it's over. It's over now. So they're going to have to find a new donkey to milk. Because, baby, they milked this one for filth. Oh, absolutely. Getting out on appeal. And here's the deal. If he were to even get out on appeal, what would be the redemptive nature to it? Because his personality is already deficient, and everyone knows his secret proclivities. Let's say proclivities. There's so much damage to his reputation. Where are you going from here? Am I saying that redemption is not possible? Absolutely not. I think all things have redemption. Well, I'll say, according to God, if you give your life over to God and remove yourself from a reprobate heart, the potential for redemptive, and you say you believe it and confess it, you believe it in your heart and confess it with your mouth, that Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Christ of Nazareth is Lord and he is your Savior, and you believe it and you start to walk that kingdom road or whatever you pray to, then I believe redemption is possible. But I ain't holding my breath for some people. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, God. No disrespect. I would never get between someone's and look, stranger things have happened. This is where people find God oftentimes, behind closed doors. And I say whatever it takes. But as far as I am all for people changing their ways, but I'm also for accountability and collecting and gathering folks. And baby, if you are supposed to be collected and gathered, and that means sit in maximum security, sat down. Okay? Sat down. And hasn't been a mogul, at least not in the entertainment industry, for a long time. Like, he's fashioned himself into an artist. And might I add, the Love album went double wood. Not platinum, not gold, not silver, not even tinfoil, baby. Wood, double wood, no metal. Double wood. So that speaks volumes of who he is as an artist, not the least of which is, who are you to come along and benefit from the artistry after you've pilfered the proceeds of people who were actual notable artists on your label. Now you want to come and slide into home plate. In the immortal words of Suge Knight, anybody who want to make a record and don't have a producer, all on the record, dancing on the stage, trying to get all in the video. Come to death row. I know I'm being a little silly, guys, but I'm sorry. You deal with your, I don't want to say anxiety, but you deal with traumatic situations or anxiety filled situations, how you deal with them. And this is my coping mechanism at times. Sarcasm. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button. It's a free way to support the channel, and it really helps a lot with the algorithm. And we thank you. We thank you. Hey, Angel said, I'm going to call you Bruce Lee because you are chopping them at the knees. Chop, chop, pretty lady. I'll take it. I'll take it. Keisha said, I believe he's going to be convicted. Wonder what the circus going to do after it's all done. Girl, they're going to be out here shucking and jiving, looking for a new meal ticket. Looking for a new meal ticket. I'm sure they'll go back to, what's the royal family doing these days? I don't know. We'll have to look for something for them. We'll have to see what's going on out there. Is there, what else is really going on? Whoop, whoop. Daywalker said, I never talk in these chats. I'm one of those neurodivergents you referred to, but today is just way too important to sit back and watch. Well, welcome to the class, baby. Come on up. Let me give you your gold star, honey. Hey, there you go. You got a gold star. I'm going to give you a gold star, boo. And welcome. Stay a while. Put your feet up. Get on your fuzzy socks. Hey, K-Links. What's that smoke, K-Link? Clouds in the clouds? I don't know that emoji. Keisha said, hey, get it, K-Leg, right? Isn't she doing fantastic? She's doing fantastic. Hello, my love. I heard a kiss from you. I am loving the frequency of lives. Got my fuzzies on. Hey, Mogabi. Hi, my love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. She said, I heard a kiss from you. There we go. That's my niece, my aunt, my YouTube niece. K-Leg said, Angel. K-Leg is doing her thing, isn't she, guys? And we're proud of her because, listen, Locke left some big shoes to fill. Like, we have to give credit where credit is due. And so I will absolutely unequivocally say that. Kicking it with Auntie Leah. What's up, my love? She said, hi, Sister Natanya. We are live speaking of Tupac Shakur. I will head over afterwards. Love you. Okay, speaking on Tupac. Listen, that's my Gemini brother. Joy to the World said, hey, Natanya, I was thinking about you today. Hey, Joy to the World. What's up, my love? How's it going? What you up to? And as much, not expected, but amazing. Love y'all. Hey, we love you right back, baby. We love you back and we love you black. Hey, palm trees. Get them palm trees. Get it. Get it. Yes, honey. Right Sound Studios. How are you? How is it 30 to 40-year-olds so worried about what someone else is doing? If that energy was used for their own, they could be great. Say it louder for the people in the back, back. Yes, please. If only they gave that much attention to their own business and verb subject agreement, life would be magnificent. But far be it from me to point it out. Roberta said, just tuning in, Natanya. Great to see you are live. Thank you. I thought I'd owe it to myself for Verdict Watch. If there was a time to go live and report on this story, absolutely now is the time. Absolutely now is the time. Joy to the World said, while I want to see the victims get justice, however, you deserve justice. Thank you, my love. I do deserve it. But you know what? I honestly salute to Cassie and all of the victims that came forward and did the doggone thing. Like, it's not lost on me that this comes at a great sacrifice for them too. And so if nothing else, Keisha with the laughs, hey, I can live vicariously through their justice and feel a level of support and pride for them. I'm proud of the job that these people did. I really am. I really am. This is what support looks like. Not that old fake YouTube jealous crap. This is what support looks like. I am so proud of these people. Look at the loss. Look at the price. The testifying and seeking justice for themselves and all of the other nameless, faceless ones that have yet to get justice, will probably never get justice, are decedents and won't be able to get justice in the land of the living. This is huge. And so whatever justice looks like sometime, we have to partake in that and support the people. Listen, I walked, I put foot on neck, I crawled and walked so that they could run and serve him justice best served cold. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I support them. I support my victims, my sister victim survivors. I support them, and I'm proud of them. And so I can live vicariously through their justice, and there's a semblance of justice for me too. Baby, that cha-cha, that guilty, oh. Ooh, okay, right sound said I caught up in this live. Great. But I appreciate that. I appreciate wanting and loving justice for me as well. I appreciate that, guys. Like, it means the world to me. Spoken Word said, amen, amen, and asheo. Lisa said, I agree with you, Natanya. They were so quick to come with breaking news that they doxed Jane Doe and didn't even realize it. Oh, no, you're 100% right, but they realized it, Lisa. They did that on purpose. Honey, they had her stuff up. See, they are a whole network of YouTube content creator mafioso. La Cosa Nostra works together, honey. One person will let a super chat come up and say it on a super chat, and then the next one will, it's like how you're on a beach. You don't even have to know the people who start off with that beach ball. But once they push the beach ball and it comes over your way, everybody's going to push the beach ball and keep the ball moving. That's what they do. They act like it's innocuous. It's some covert narcissism in play in your face. And they all hitting the beach ball, keep pushing it down the line, but they're all a part of it. They've had a meeting about pushing that beach ball before they got on live. Nothing is by accident with these people. I'm telling you, these eyes to see and ears to hear, I can see it. I can see the nose powderer and stop powdering their nose on live. Listen, you can't make this up. You can't make it up. I know I'm behind in the chat. Let me speed up. Oh, she said that Right Sound Studio said that album was weird. I didn't even hear the album because baby, I won't even partake in. Oh, you talk about the Love album? Yeah, I won't listen to that trash. I believe that there's some demonic vibrational frequencies in it, and I will not take in. You got to protect your eye gate and your ear gate, and I refuse. Right Sound said, dancing all in the video. Angel said, bingo. Mocha B said, Auntie, love you so much. I vote for K-Leg. Me too, honey. I vote for K-Leg too. Hey. Listen, y'all, throw hands up. Whoever votes for K-Leg, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hey, throw them up in the chat. Give me them hand emojis. K-Leg, listen, look at her. We appreciate you spending your valuable time with us. We know you could be anywhere else, but you came here. Hey. If you vote for K-Leg, put your hands in the air, guys. Tanya Thompson said, I have been praying you find your justice. Thank you so much, Tanya. And I found it, honestly. Like, when I tell you, I am absolutely unequivocally proud of Cassie. I'm proud of Mia. I'm proud of Jane. I'm proud of Capricorn Clark. I'm proud of everybody who came up there. I'm proud of Kid Cudi. I'm proud of everybody who came up there and laid themselves bare for the benefit. Listen, these people, we need to put some respect on their name. Anybody who testified in this trial, we need to put some respect on their name, and here's why. Their testimony allowed an entire litany of content creators to eat, baby. Some of them eating Thanksgiving dinner every day. And they ain't had none. They was eating noodles before. But they Thanksgiving it out, honey. They got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, lamb, ram, hog, moss. You name it. They got it. What they going to do afterwards? It's back to noodles for some of them. Back to noodles. This story wrote itself. After this story is gone, what are they going to do? I'm going to prove something to y'all. I'm going to prove who's the real MVPs out here. Watch how dull and monotonous the YouTube streets get after this dries up. After this milk, this dairy cow, after it dries up, let's see who's out here really standing on business and continuing to be a reporter. Angel said, sometimes you just got to come out of the bushes for real. Indeed. And it's nice outside. Like Cardi B's new song, Outside. It's nice out here. Lisa said, this is really the only chat I feel comfortable in. I very rarely chat on other platforms. And thank God, to God be the glory. Asheo, I'm proud that you feel like that. Joy to the World said, carrots. K-Leg, you done one bit. You the one, baby girl. Absolutely. I agree. Auntie Leah, hey. I know I'm back in the chat. Let me slide down these. Kaylig said, hashtag justice for Natanya Rubin. Aw, thank you, my love. Elaine said, hi there, Natanya. Good evening, the dopest nerd and the nerd herd. Kelvina Moore. Hey, Kelvina. Auntie Nails, though, pop in. You look good. Thank you. Good, honey. Good. Auntie was slumming it for a couple of days. But, you know, when you make it to the I Don't Care Club, you really be like, 2 nails missing, whatever. Because these are my nails. I had to replace this one and this one because they broke. And then this one. The rest of these are my nails. They grow long. I had to cut them down a little because they just will grow. I have very thick nails. But thank you for noticing, baby. She love her auntie. Come in. Come and give auntie some sugar. Oh, look how she love her auntie. Justice will prevail. I believe that. Thank you, Cherie. I agree. As a survivor myself, I hate that they doxed Jane. Me too, Jane Doe. Me too, Nicole. I think it was horrendous to do. And this is content creators. And they were spreading it around. Like how they say they want the mainstream media to take YouTubers serious. But why would somebody take you serious if you violated the tenets of jurisprudence? If someone is granted the protection of anonymity in a court of law, why would you strip them of that for your own? How much did they make off of those lives? An extra $5.29? Even if it was an extra 100, an extra 50, why at the expense of what this woman's child is now going to experience? Why? Why'd you have to know who it was? Nobody could take y'all serious. People can't take you serious. Because look at this. Why would you do that? Right Sound Studio said, my biggest issue is if he's convicted, they all going to be like, I knew it the whole time. But listen, if he's convicted, trust and believe that the other ones, why do you think they're fleeing the country? They are getting out of here. K-Lig said, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Patricia, ooh, I love your little hands, honey. K-Lig throw up the Panama whopping law. Elaine, hey, jazz hands. Or hallelujah hands. Keisha said, justice for Natanya, my vote for K-Leg. Hey, look at all these hands. Come on, K-Leg, they on your neck, girl. Panamanian flag will be my emoji. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to put the Panamanian flag. Y'all know. See, this is the Panamanian flag, guys. Right next to the smiling face. So that's her emoji, the Panamanian flag. Mocha, everybody. Lisa, they on your neck, girl. Tracy Perlot said, good evening, Natanya, my love. How are you? Thank you for sharing the time God has given us. Asheo, absolutely. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. If there was ever a time for me to come out. Chef Haiti Star, ¿Cómo ça va, chérie? Ça passe? Hello, good day. Hey, you didn't expect that, right? ¿Cómo ça va? Oh, Keisha said, you name it, for real. I'm so happy for those who had the courage to face him after all he's done. Indeed. Thank you, everyone. From K-Leg. So are they going home today or are they waiting for the verdict? No, actually, jury deliberations has ended. I still think that the jury should be sequestered, especially for deliberations. I thought they should have been sequestered for the entire trial, but that can create a cantankerousness with jurors because they want to be home with their family. Understandable. But during deliberations, under no circumstances should they be home. This is the most detrimental time. They get at jurors right now. They've been watching. They got their friends in the courtroom watching. You think they're not waiting to see jurors leave the courtroom and follow them home and give them an offer they can't refuse? Look, there's people around me I know got an offer they can't refuse. I see it. I can always tell when the people around me have been paid, especially when there are people in your cipher that you know. Tracy Lee said, I got to watch from the beginning. Watch this from the beginning. Especially when there are people in your cipher that you know, I can tell. Listen, I cannot tell you the people that I know that have always been like, hey, let me $50, let me $100. And I'm like, sure, no problem. I got you. And whatever, let me $500, whatever. And then all of a sudden they got, or I've known them and they've been having to play catch up with their car note. And all of a sudden they got a new car. All of a sudden they got new this. I see y'all. Please know I know. I want y'all to understand that I know. I get it. I don't like it, but to each his own. Because guess what? That 20 pieces of silver is going to meet your need today. But guess it only lasts but so long. And guess what lasts forever? Guess what's the gift that keeps on giving? That conscience, if you got one. And you're going to have to live with that conscience for the rest of your life, because you are not going to rest in peace knowing that I know. And I don't mean rest in peace as in the afterlife. I mean on this earth while you still live it. I'm looking you in your camera and telling you, I know. I see you. I'm talking close and far and all points in between. I see y'all. Some of y'all, I was just like, oh my, like you would really do me like that? But then, I give glory to God that he took away whatever it was in a human that gets like, oh, I can't believe they did that to me. God removed that from me a long time ago. Trust and believe. I wouldn't be able to friggin' survive had it not been. Hold on, let me close my blinds because, the creepers be out here. But Lottie's here with me. I want y'all to understand that I can see. Tanya Thompson said, yes, there are more cases coming. Fat Joe, Tyler Perry, CEO of Rock Nation. Can't wait for them all to fall, and I'm here for it. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Chef Haiti said, Haitian sister waiting also. Love for Dopest Nerd. Hey, indeed, indeed. Love you right on back, my love. Tracy said, I've been watching the reports in this trial. It's unfortunate those content creators couldn't lift your name. Nevertheless, to God be the glory. You will have justice in God's time, my sister. Indeed. Thank you so much, Tracy. I agree also wholeheartely. Too bad that they thought it robbery to elevate my name in the process of justice seeking. But, they're going to have to make dua to God. They're going to have to recompense with God for what they've done. And I'm going to say, ain't nothing good gonna come to them till they do right by me. Nothing good. Hey, Dopest, my Dopest show producer, how you doing? Right Sound said, yep. They felt like it was beneficial to try to attempt to rob me of my desire for justice, and I can live vicariously through the sacrifice that these young people made. These are young people. They got a lot of years to live, and they are laying themselves bare for the betterment of society. This is a lot. It takes a lot of courage. I'll tell you one thing. For all the people that are criticizing and judging me, they couldn't do what I did for 25 years. This faith walk, baby. They couldn't do it. Elaine said, most maybe in Vienna, LOL. They couldn't do it. And I'm going to tell you another thing. They also couldn't do what these people did and went and sat in that courtroom and cry aloud and spare not to the devil and looking right in his face. And no matter what they endured at his hand, they had the wherewithal to go in that court and look him in his face and said, he did it. Mm-hmm. You did it. And that beats the heck out of all that they think they got going on. See, they had a gravy train for 6 weeks. You know what it's like to eat a bowl of dry rice with no gravy? Gravy train is done. They better get all they could get because the gravy train is over. Hey, what's up? How you doing, for show? My brother, for show TV. Everybody throw some love in the chat for show. For show, what's your emoji? What the people could throw? He got a cell phone in his hand. Throw some cell phones in that chat for him. Throw some cell phones in the chat for my brother until he say what his emoji is. Keisha said at Tanya Thompson, I sincerely hope they become reality. That becomes reality. Babylon will definitely crumble. Listen, I heard your dear brother, Mr. On the live today, and he's like, let me just say something. I know I don't ramp with people to call them out and make them accountable for the things they do, because I have had to be the recipient of a lot of subtle or sarcastic or covert narcissistic arrows in my front, back, sides, all over YouTube. The difference between me and them is I don't play those games. I don't do subs. Grown people don't do subs. You got something to say to me? Say it to my face. Say it directly. Don't run and have a members only secret live. Say it to my face. Stand on business so we could stand in a conglomeration of content creators and have a discussion. There's enough out here for all of us. And there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. And we're not ops. Y'all want to make me an op. Y'all my ops. I'm not your op. But if you want to address me, refer to me, throw subs, I'm not going to throw subs back. I'm 55. I'm going to call you out to your name. I don't have time to play those games. I'm an adult. I don't play in the schoolyard. The only game I play is Jeopardy, boo. And are you up for that? Because we could play some Jeopardy. I'll pull up an episode of Jeopardy and show y'all how I get down. I will go on YouTube, type in Jeopardy. It could be an old version, new version, whatever. It could be Alex Trebek classic episodes. Watch and you see how I get down. I'm nice with mine. As much info is in my head, trust and believe, I can recall it and pull it out in 3.2 seconds and answer that question, or less than 3 seconds. I'm nice with mine. So don't come to a battle of wits with me. You're unarmed. Sarah said, blessings, Natanya. Hey, Sarah. Thank you, my love. Bailey said, God bless everyone. I had a dog named Bailey. Hey, Bailey. K-Lig said, joy to the world. That's what I want to know. How does the jury stay uninfluenced while deliberating? That's a very good question, and it's very tough. Remember, they say, we don't want you to go home, and we don't want you to watch TV. We don't want you to engage with this on social media, but then you live in a house with people that's doing the same thing. What is it for your girl to come sit next to you on the bed and say, oh, God, or you in the kitchen and your girl sitting there saying, according to ABC News, and reading it out loud to you? Who's going to govern and administrate that? Nobody can. It's to think that people are not going to engage with the media is nonsensical. I mean, it's, in light of this type of case. Dee Marie said, I hope you're well tonight. I am. Thank you so much. Likewise, I hope the same for you as well. Joy to the World said, if he's convicted on these charges, I think there will be more charges coming, because where is all of his co-defendants? He had a lot of help to get away with so much for so long. Absolutely. From what I hear, allegedly, D-Rock, Christina Coram, and quite a number of people will also be RICO'd or charged. I believe RICO'd, but allegedly, that's what they say. Not me. They, the people over there and over there. So in the internet, they said it. Oh, they will have to answer to the Most High indeed, Sarah. Yes, they will. And they're not going to like it. See, they find folly now. They think there's a lot of self-aggrandizement. There's one out there hiding at the courthouse like, oh, I have to hide because I don't want anybody to attack me. They're going to want to make a video with me. And they're so crazy. And let me tell you something. All of this self-aggrandizing, all of this, it's all about me, this centering yourself in something that has nothing to do with you, this centering yourself in a case where there are actual victim survivors. Listen here, you want to be humbled? Go to New York. New York will humble you fast. Baby, they don't care who you are. Celebrities who are top-notch billionaires and millionaires walk down the street every day and people don't look twice at them. So while you're over there, I know you live in farm country, but when you come to New York with all this nonsense about, oh, I got to hide and wrapping themselves, and I don't want anybody to see me. They're going to want to get in my video and talk to me and say things, and I'm going to get one of the federal marshals to protect me if anybody tries to attack me. Don't listen. As we used to say back in the days, you're sweating yourself. Get off your high horse. New York will humble you. They don't care. They don't care who you are, because everybody in New York think they somebody anyway. So please, with all the, it's hyperbole. It's just like, oh my, I can't be out here. I don't want anybody to. Why'd you go then? Have you not been watching it on the YouTube? Come on. You've been watching like me. Sarah, hello, Natanya and all. Do we have any word if the jurors have had a question or any word yet? Yes, the jurors had a question. Well, they had a word to the judge. They sent out something to admonish juror number 25. They said juror number 25 was having trouble following directions. And so let's discuss juror number 25, because I heard a narrative of who juror number 25 is, and I'm going to give a breakdown. So everybody who got their sensitive ears on, y'all might need to go get something to drink now. Those of you who want to hear my true assessment of why juror number 25 is acting the way they, and this is based on opinion. K-Lig, disclaimer, opinion and belief. I will give you a full accounting of the assessment I've made, but I have a justifiable reason to believe that this is why this person is acting like this. And like I said, I'm from New York. I know these types. I know them very well. Okay, let's see where they said, jury sends another note to the court. Okay, first, hold on, let me back it. Let's back it. It says, juror note expresses concern that one juror cannot follow instructions. And again, according to ABC News, it says, juror note expresses concern that one juror cannot follow instructions. One of the jurors is having trouble following the judge's instructions regarding the law. The foreperson wrote in a note, we are concerned juror 25 cannot follow your honor's instructions, the note said. The foreperson requested that the judge speak with the juror or interview them to prevent confusion. The judge is deciding next steps. Now, here's my sincere belief. So juror 25, let's go over who juror 25 is. According to reports, juror 25 is a PhD, scientist, gay, white, liberal, NPR listener. So a whole lot of tick, 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 tick checklists. So here's the thing about the New York liberals. They play like, hey, I love everyone. I'm not racist. I love everyone. Hey guys, I know black people. There's a black lady that lives in my building. Listen, am I saying or insinuating that he's racist? No. But what I am insinuating is he's an elitist. The whole notion of I'm a PhD, I'm a scientist, you people are just peons on the jury. Trust me, I'm the educated one. I know. Because why is one person over here and the rest of the jury over here as soon as you got in the jury room? Why? And they said during the trial, this is what other content creators have said, during the trial, while most of the jurors are sitting like facing straight, that juror had a slight edge to him. So he was taking in the information like, Now, here's what I know based on personal experience. I've seen people do. I remember there was a situation one time in my daughter's school. One of the kids in the school, a lot of kids had grown up with this kid. And one of the kids in the school started this whole notion that, now he had dated quite a few of the girls in the school. And they had all been friends. And, it's a new generation. One person will date him, the next person date, and they're all friends. They don't care. Okay, their generation stuff. However, it was a bunch of girls and boys, and he said something foul or he did something that they didn't like. And one of the kids said, shut up, you gay. Now, y'all know young people. They say that for everything. That's their stuff for everything. So, they're in a group chat and this one is texting this to this one and this one is texting that. And a whole bunch of kids are texting stuff back and forth in this group chat. And so you know what happens when you got somebody who says, this is my ball. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home since you won't pick me for your team. And they snatch the ball and everybody got to stop playing tag because it's their ball. No one wants them to be. Maybe they're not particularly athletic. They'll never take that into consideration. Maybe they are a bit of a whiner. Maybe they are a, stunt queen. Whenever they get the ball, instead of just, as my son's coach used to say, stop celebrating on the field. He'd tell those kids that always got to do a little jig and a dance. Don't celebrate on the field. Celebrate in the locker room. Maybe he's one of those kids that always got to do a little, a two-step, and people get tired of that. He'd be missing baskets and missing points because you got to show off on it. Nobody wants a stunt queen all the time. And so sometimes you're not getting picked because you're a stunt queen. Or maybe you just are not athletically inclined. But they can't hear constructive criticism and they don't see themselves the way the world sees them. And so they were like, smack the ball down. It's my ball. I'm going home. He's giving, it's my ball. I'm going home. He wants to center himself. I know better. He's already. And so with these kids in this group chat, one teacher, now a few of the teachers knew about the group chat and that people were saying stuff, but one teacher took it upon himself. Oh, this is not going to happen here, and starts suspending a group of kids en masse. I said, excuse me? First of all, I spoke to all the parents. I was like, what? They're threatening to suspend all the kids from this group chat? First of all, how did an adult get the group chat? Because it's the kids' group chat. So who stepped out of, is anybody threatening harm? No. Did anybody threaten to harm themselves? No. Is there danger in the group chat? No. So then why does an adult have the group chat? Come on now. We done all said shit. We ain't want our parents to know. They got a group chat now. When we were younger, we had the burn book. Okay? Where you wrote numbers for everybody, but you didn't write names. And everybody said whatever slick stuff they wanted to say to you. Passive aggressive shit. Write your number in a book. She fat, she ugly, she this. I will study handwriting and say, yes, I'll write your name beside it. I don't have time for that. Okay? I don't do passive aggressive. So when this teacher came in, I want to suspend everyone. This is, what did he call it? What's the term when they're like, this is a hate crime? I said, listen here. Now, I just happen to know that particular teacher was a gay guy. I don't particularly believe he was completely out of the closet, but he had a foot out of the door. And he was holding the door open ever so slightly, but he was in the closet. And I said, let me tell you something right now. We had a meeting. Let me tell you something right now. What you're not going to do, what you are not going to sit here and do is use all of the oppressive things that you endured as a child that you couldn't overcome then and cast it onto these kids and determine that you're his savior. How are you his savior for a hate crime? Are you gay, young man? No. Okay. So what you think you doing? I said, you suspend somebody, baby. I'm going to have you, baby. Every media personality in this state will be outside the school. I will hire people to protest. Don't do it. Don't do it, boo. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. I said, do not cast your own personal insecurities onto this child and be the flag bearer for something you couldn't stand up for your own self and your own. You can't tell your grandmother and your auntie you gay, but you will come here and fight for it. Mind your business and stay out of it. This is a child affair. Mind your business. And all the parents was like, yeah, what she said. You ain't suspending my child. All the parents was behind me. One child's mother, now what's the crazy thing, honey, but she's a whole nother can of worms. I said to her, come on, join in with us. I'm not going to let these kids get suspended to ruin their academic records for something so foolish. And these kids was back best friends in no time. But this man wanted to insert himself and fight the battles of children. I said, no, not today, boo. I said, you're going to have to take that to the altar and God, boo. And so it sounds to me very much. Now, this other parent was like, if she gets suspended, who cares? So it ended up that nobody got suspended except for that girl because her parent wouldn't come. Every parent that stepped forward and said something, they dropped it. This girl's parent was like, who cares? I ain't got time for this shit. Mind you, she was a teacher at another school. I was like, you're going to just let your daughter's thing get ruined for nothing? And baby, the school, like, if you don't come and advocate for your child, then you don't care. And so she got suspended. And everybody, and she, she was one of the most mouth almighty in the thing anyway. But everybody else came back to school like normal, and them kids was back best friends. Back best friends. But he came, Captain Save a Ho. I'll save you. I couldn't save myself, but I'll save you. That's what this guy is giving. That is called centering yourself. Centering yourself because you think you know better. I know better than you guys. I'll handle this. Nyanya, turn that air up and come bring me some water, darling. I'm feeling a little private summary. And that's what he was doing. I know I'm so far back in the chat, guys. I am super far back in the chat. I just want to scroll through. So I believe juror number 25 is an elitist because those New York liberals, baby, are elitists. If they think they got 7 cookies and you only got 2 crumbs and a chocolate chip, they look, oh, poor thing. Like you're somebody in a petting zoo or something. Not the least of which is he hears all this talk about and speculation about Puffy's proclivities, his preferences, his lifestyle, and he feels like, so what's wrong with gay? He's not paying attention to the fact that, not the least of which is he knows how men who hate women behave. And so he's secretly defending him. Well, what's wrong with gay? Nobody said anything was wrong with it. What you're not going to do is insert yourself here. This is not a blank thing, insert name here. And so he is projecting his own insecurities into the deliberations, and I'm glad the 4 women and the other people collected and gathered him. Excuse me, Judge, talk to this ninja right here. We ain't got time for him. Because the one thing about New York, baby, they not mincing words. He's over there centering himself and trying to be the boss, and trust and believe. Shaquita gonna be like, excuse me, Judge, talk to him because we ain't about to do this, boo. My cousin's having a cookout for 4th of July. I want to be free of this. Talk to him so we can get this done. They're not having it. They're not going to be passive like, well, you might find 1 or 2. But baby, you got the right one on there? All that's out the window. He sounds to me like someone trying to bully pulpit, insert himself, project. Too much going on. But they got him together quick. Because let me tell you something. The best thing they could have done, soon as they went into deliberation room, this guy presents himself as a problem. I said, you know what? Best thing they could have done was deal with it instantly. Because could you remember after they asked questions, deliberated, and then got to the point where they were putting their forced vote, and he's like, no. Who's to say that this guy didn't have, okay, he's a scientist and he's, a PhD, and you can take this one. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. You put the air rack up? Y'all know these private summers will visit you. If you can, bring me one of those little fans too. So he's projecting himself all in it. Imagine if they had asked some questions and then got to the point where they were taking their first vote. And he's like, stalemate. Nope, he's not guilty. Look, sucker. That would be more detrimental to the deliberations. So I'm glad they, I used to call it the big show. This is the big show. It's when the kids, my sons will be in there, my nephews and all of them be in there playing. And then you hear one screaming. Now they all smacking each other and knocking their stuff down and all that. But one will scream out, stop, I'm telling mommy, why you keep pushing my book off the table? I call that the big show because all they're pushing each other book. But when one of them wants to get special favor, they'll scream it out. I'll be like, you wasn't screaming when you was pushing this stuff out, right? Don't come to me with the big show. He gives big show. And I'm glad they called him out on it. Because if they had gotten to the point of deep deliberations and he was being a stalemate, it would have given him a power dynamic because all it takes is one. So the fact that they collected and gathered that ass quick, fast, he don't even have the opportunity to do it. He don't even have the chance to do it. And that was a brilliant move. Let's see what other questions were asked. I'm so far back in the chat. Oh, the 2 Sarahs. Hey, Sarah and Sarah. Well, good. Elaine said, no sensitive ears with you. Yeah, listen, no need to be sensitive. We're adults. We are all grown. The views expressed on the Dopest Nerd channel are based on opinion and belief and protected by the First Amendment right as stated in the United States Constitution. That girl Kate Legg doing her thing. Nicole said, They asked if people gave rugs to people who asked, is it distribution? Absolutely. So yes, they asked if the person distributed the rugs, and the person they distributed to first said, I would like them, give it to me. Does that still constitute drug distribution? And the U.S. attorney said, oh, absolutely, unequivocally. Absolutely. It still does. Because here's the deal. Somebody could ask you for a pew-pew. You ain't going to give it to him. If a 10-year-old asks you for that, you going to give it to him? And if you give it to him, are you not equally responsible? So absolutely. Tanya said, we have watched so many movies on how, yes, we have watched so many movies on how jurors get paid off and how jurors get threatened. Absolutely. There was a good movie. What was it called? I think it was a John Grisham book. Guy Torrey was in it, and they had this jury. They had this jury person that went through and was like, literally, he had clocked everybody. And he walked up to Guy Torrey, and he was like, I know you have a house in Virginia and your family doesn't know. I'll tell them, make sure you do this. And he was just like, how do you know? They were in everybody's business. They were watching body language, this, that. I think Gene Hackman was in it. I'm pretty sure it was a John Grisham book. Yes, Sarah, he's a PhD. Sarah said he's a PhD scientist. Yes. And so there you go, Just Black classism. And baby, honey, now you want to see some classism, but it is covert narcissism. New York, the arrogant elite, honey. They act like they can't wait for a moment to gaslight you. Oh, darling. No, I gave it the office. Meanwhile, you're trying to tell them something. That you walk up to them and you're saying something, and they're like, I don't have any spare change. And they're like, no, sir, I'm your new boss. But that's that whole, oh, I thought you want to change. Like, that is the arrogant elite of New York. I'm telling you. I can see him right now. He stepped in like, I'm the boss. I'll tell you peons what to do. And it was like, get to step in. Sarah said, I've seen it too in the medical field. Absolutely. Absolutely. Compromised, Elaine said. Other Sarah said arrogant, or the same Sarah. Tracy said, thank you, Seeing Reality, Natanya, for what it is. I absolutely unequivocally do. I absolutely do. And listen, here's another thing I know. In the first trial, now everybody's account of what happened was, majority of the people, even the people that got scared. Remember in the Proffer podcast where the cops were like, we interviewed about 400 people, and so many people told us we saw Sean Puffy Combs pull out a gun. They all saw it. So many people. But between the time that the cops interviewed them and the time we got to trial, they were able to find everybody on the witness list, because that's why they didn't make the witness list public in this case. Because I told them, listen now. They made that witness list public in the last case for the attorneys to have an advance. They picked off everybody off of that witness. They paid everybody on the witness list. Everybody. Ask yourself where all the people from his first trial are, especially given that he's on trial now. Where they at? Those people will be doing, well, I was the juror on the first trial, and where they at? Ask yourself. They're scared to speak up because they got paid off, and they don't want to admit to themselves, the public, the courts, and everybody, all parties involved. They don't want to admit that they signed an NDA to take his money. I'm telling you, that's why they're quiet. Sarah says it's sometimes easy for the attorneys to hire someone to reach the jury. Oh, absolutely. But listen, we talking about Sean Puffy Combs. That ninja got people in the courtroom watching so he could send them on his own. And anybody who thinks otherwise is deluded. You are deluding yourself. Oh, honey. Yes, Sarah. Sarah said, not the two-step. The whole two-step. Whole two-step. City Girls 2025 said, game over. Yes, indeed, boo. That's right. Angel said, given to them straight, no chaser. Indeed. When I tell you, yeah, his ego was very bruised, Sarah. I know he was up there trying to tell them, well, this is what we gonna do. And I could just see somebody else like, oh, what we not going to do? We are working collectively here so we can get back to our families and our lives. Because jury duty doesn't pay a lot. I think for years, jury duty in New York paid $15 a day. So now your job has to give you the time off for jury duty, but you take that at a loss. Even if it's supposed to be they're trying to remove the impropriety, and it's for you to do your civic duty. Now, let me see if Siri, hey Siri. How much is the pay per day for jury duty in the state of New York? Jury compensation. Okay, so now I was thinking that it was raised to $75. It is $72. So $72 now a day. So if you've been on, somebody do the math, $72, of course it's 6 weeks, but minus the weekends. So that would make about 30, what are we up to? Jury day 34, 31? Do 72 times 31. Let's see how much they've been paid. What the courts don't realize is when you submit someone to making $72 a day, when they're used to making $400 a day, and mind you, in some states, $72 a day, they're like, oh, that's good. But you're talking about New York, where a burger and fries, a drink, and a shot is $72. And there's people that don't have a high school diploma that make way more than that. Okay? When I was fresh out of high school young girl in New York, when I used to work for New York State many moons ago, when I was pregnant with my son, right before I got pregnant with him, I became pregnant with him while I discovered I was pregnant while I was on that job in training. So 36 years ago, I walked out of high school making $26,000, $27,000 in New York. There were people on my job that had no high school diploma. They were too. And then right after our first year, you went up to like 30 something. Back then, I know people that make that now. $32,000 now in 2025. I did that 36 years ago. New York is a different beast. People eat in New York. They make money. So when you make somebody, you relegate them to collecting $72 a day. What you do is set up a scenario where people are replete for and open to bribery. If somebody has, let's say the person on the jury is a single parent household with 3 kids, and she makes $90,000 a year, and now you've relegated her to $72 a day, and she got 3 kids that need money for something every day. What are you doing? She's going to take a bribe because you're impacting her. 6 weeks? Come on. Yes, and it makes it very open for people to take bribes. Tracy said, yes, constructive criticism. This is very necessary. They shy away from this principle. Lots of people. One thing I could take is some constructive criticism. I would much rather you hurt me with the truth than comfort me with a lie. Hey, City Girl said, San Francisco Bay supports you. Thank you so much, my love. Tracy said, gang banging. Hey. Preach. Let me pop it to you right quick, baby. Yes, Congresswoman. Hey, Sarah. Pew, 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 pew. I was talking to my daughter about that the other day. She was like, Mommy, I told you should. I said, oh, yes. Don't forget to super chat, guys. It's an easy way to support the channel and get questions answered. Don't be scared now. K-Leg coming through with listen, honey. K-Leg, baby. I know you're the substitute teacher right now, baby, but you're about to be the assistant principal, honey. Okay? She's the dopest substitute teacher in the land. Jill said, not today, Satan. And tomorrow ain't looking good either. Keisha said, Natanya has me over here rolling. I love your sense of humor, brilliant mind. Thank you so much. It's the truth. And here's the deal. The difference is we got to be careful because we live in a society where people do not have a moral plateau. Like that's always been a big mantra of mine. You got to have a moral plateau, a moral foundation. You have to have a line in the sand that you draw. That is your baseline, and you will not cross it. You will not go beneath that. You will not subject yourself to things less than what your integrity calls for. And baby, Sarah said those egos. You got people doing that every day, all day for listen, again, them 20 pieces of silver. Those 20 pieces of silver. And I keep saying it's the same 20 pieces. They didn't change them. Back since Judas Day, honey, it's the same bag of 20 shekels of silver. That 20 shekels of silver done took out many a people. Don't let it be you. Don't bear the scarlet letter of having gotten those 20 pieces of silver because it leaves a stench on you. And then people know, you're one of those. Oh, you smell like that dirty silver. Smelling like that dirty silver. And it's dangerous. Actually, thank you, Sarah. Sarah said, and I have, but thank you for saying it. Sarah said, remember to pray for these jurors and the victims. Absolutely. Let's pray that they have the clarity of mind to follow the letter of the law and to adhere to the jury protocol, policies, and standard for legislating those charges. The jury, the U.S. attorney has laid out the criteria, and the judge has laid out the criteria for the jury instructions. Adhere to that. The evidence speaks for itself. Adhere to it. Do not be so. I heard. Listen, this is what turned me off with people. So you know me, when I do go for, because it's jury deliberation, and in quite a few days, I would go and look for updates. I try not to just watch perpetually, but I'll go look for updates. Let me tell you something. When I see a content creator like, oh, I saw Mark Agnifilo. What? Huh? Why are you fangirling over Mark Agnifilo? Why? Miss Advocate for the victims? Y'all telling on yourself. Y'all done all jumped up and took a little flight up to New York. And now everybody's up there fan. Oh, I saw this one, and I saw that one, and oh my God, I saw what? Grow the up, please. I was disgusted. I said, you out here fangirling over a defense attorney? This man who stood up and said, Cassie's a how? She wanted it. They loved him. They kept coming back. I don't know. Like, really? You're fangirling over him? You're telling on yourself. You're telling people what side your bread is buttered on. And y'all all know, when making a grilled cheese, and you got to get butter on both sides of that bread, all 4 portions of the bread, butter on this side and this side. You know, I have a technique. I hold that one side unbuttered. I butter the first one, put the cheese, butter the inside of the other bread, butter the inside of the top, butter, and then right when I'm about to put it down, flap and butter that out. Because then you'll have butterfingers. If you don't do it that way, you'll have butterfingers. I see you, girl, fangirling over Mark Agnifilo with your butterfingers. How are you a supporter of victims, but you fangirling over him? For what? This man is as greasy and oiled up as his client. Over there calling Cassie a hoe. Like, who says that? She wanted it. It's just DV. What? What is just DV? Is it that when it's your mom or your grandmother or your child? Like, I'm disgusted. But they're telling on themselves. They're telling on themselves. Sarah said, pray the jurors have the strength and courage to do the right thing, no matter celebrity or shenanigans. I agree, because there's a lot. Other Sarah said, elitism. There's a lot of shenanigans out there. There are a lot of shenanigans out there right now. Boy, she's not lying. New Yorkers ain't no joke. Simply not having it. Baby, will humble you. Will humble you. You think you're going to New York to be somebody's superstar? While you hiding behind the wall, boo, they don't even see you. Okay? People out here trying to pay their $3,000, $4,000 rent. They don't know you. They ain't sitting around watching YouTube. They don't know you. You sitting there, oh, I don't want none of these people to recognize me. I was like, Thou doth protest too much. Sarah said, I'm glad you explained it thoroughly like you did. Thank you. I try to illustrate things, in such a way as to ensure that people are getting the full 360 view of something. Oh, Sarah said, I used to read his books. John Grisham, I love him. One of my favorite artists. I love legal stories. Shout out to Angel for becoming a YouTube member. This is the welcome. Angel, this is the official Nerd Herd welcome. Now you're part of the family. Let me hold $1. That is the official welcome. Now you in there like swimwear, girl. LA Chic said, I'm late to class. My apologies. Hey, everybody. Where's your late pass? You got a late pass? K-Lig. Check LA Chic for her late pass. What's up, my love? How you doing? Sarah said, I would be so lost in NYC. I've never been. Oh, my goodness. Well, let me tell you something. If you're anywhere around the surrounding area of the courthouse, it is nothing but tomfoolery, shenanigans, mashugana, all kinds of foolishness going around. But all in all, New York is a magnificent city. It's a magnificent city. Now, y'all presidents say the immigrants, they're bringing drugs, crimes, they're criminals for all the newcomers who came. But no, New York is an amazing city. It really, really is. It is a fantastic city. You'll have lots of fun. What I tell visitors are, and take this, anybody who's never been to New York, but you have hopes of arriving one day, do not stand in the middle of the sidewalk and look up and marvel and look around. Oh, whoa. Because, baby, there are more people walking down a New York City street than you will see in the city you live in 1 year. And this is in 1 day. Not 1 day, 1 hour. You will see more people walking down a New York City sidewalk in an hour than you will see in your city for a year walking. That's how many people are there. If you want to marvel, because there's a lot to see, and New York is a vertical city. So if you want to marvel, I tell people, just back up against the wall, lean on the wall, put your knee up on the wall like you just chilling, waiting for somebody, and then look up and out and marvel. And don't be like, because what you got to watch out, the number one thing you have to look out for is the lineup dude. Lineup is New York slang for the stick-up kid. You got to watch out for the hustle man. You got to watch out for the dude who is about to run your pockets. Watch out for the scalper trying to sell you tickets to the Rockettes for the Lolo. And you're like, oh my God, this price is so great. It's better than the TKTS booth. And then you get to the show and those were last year for that day tickets. I'm telling you, New York is the city of slicksters. Be mindful. Please. They will get you. Be like, I have 2 tickets for tonight's event. And they'll be like, ma'am, this says 2024. You'd be like, huh? Because he was talking so good, you ain't know. So remember, out and marvel, but don't stand in the center and look around, because the stick-up kid is lining you up and he will follow you back to your Airbnb and charge you to get inside. My city slickers, that's what we used to call them, although I'm real close here. The city slickers will get you, honey. I'm just trying to save y'all. Angel said, I have no desire to go to New York currently. Listen, I hear you right now. It's a lot going on. I wouldn't tell anybody to go now. It's a lot going on. Oh, Runaway Jury. Yes, it was. Thank you, Barbara. That movie was The Runaway Jury. It was fantastic. If you haven't seen The Runaway Jury, guys, I want you to watch. Let me tell you what we're going to start watching on the Nerd Herd. Remember in the beginning of the Nerd Herd, I would always talk to you guys about The Outer Limits. We are going to start watching episodes of the Outer Limits. I watched an episode of The Outer Limits the other day. Baby, they were talking about AI. This was 1994. Talking about AI. I don't know if you heard recently that they said there is a new thing that they have where it makes the prisoner feel like they've served 20 years, but it's only been like 2 hours. There's some chip they can put in your head. That was an episode of The Outer Limits I saw years ago. That came out in the 90s. Okay? You are going to be astonished at everything in The Outer Limits is happening right now. So if the stuff that they wrote for a show in the 90s speaks of current times, what's happening right now? That will be a show in the future. Or what show is going on now that's going to be reality in the future? Ask yourself. Paradise, for one. You know, there's a theory that says, remember the day before 9/11, the Pentagon announced that $21 trillion was missing and they couldn't account for it. And the very next day, 9/11 happened. Yeah. Well, a Bush former chief of, I forget which department she was in. She just reported the other day that the $21 trillion that was unaccounted for was siphoned from the government and used to create underground cities, a la Paradise. The show I told you guys to watch? Yeah. So there's that. There you go. She said, Tushka said, I call him a 304. So do we, honey. He's a 304. All of you that don't know what a 304 is, check in with the assistant principal. She will educate you. Hey, Leilani. Leilani said, hey, Natanya, blessings to you, lady. Shout out. How you been? There you go, Angel. We need to have integrity. She said, you can't pay me off. No amount will sway me from my morals. That's what I say. And I meet people every day that's like, oh, give me that money. I'll take that money. I'm like, you have got to have a moral plateau. Nobody could defend the diddler. That should speak of itself. Listen, that says way more. Keisha said he thought they were sweet, not the New York City crew. Oh, no. They will let you have it. Tushka said, I believe it's $40. Yeah, the jury thing? No, $72 now. Yep. Leilani said, I really don't care what people are saying. Diddley is done. Done. Because you know, the one done ain't done enough. You got to be done. You got to get that double. Sarah said, $2,232. My goodness. So you know, if somebody comes and says, if you're getting paid $2,232 and your rent is $4,000 and you've missed all those days of work and that's all you've collected, and your rent is $4,000, not including all your other bills and the stuff you got to do for your kids, and some compadre of Diddy walks up to you and says, hey, listen, I got 10 G's for you right now. He ain't do it. Not guilty. You think some people ain't going to take it? She could pay 2 months rent and fill up and do all the rest of the stuff she got to do. And I'm not saying it's right at all, by no means. Please understand me. But do you not think some people that perceive themselves to not have any options got a baby daddy or ex-husband that's going to be like, too bad, that's your business. I ain't got it. What are you going to do? Let your kids suffer? Now, I would have integrity and be like, excuse me. See, I'm always recording, so I'll be then caught Pookie on recording and take it straight to the judge. Excuse me, could you tell this man, Mr. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever his name is, to stop having his cousin Ray Ray follow me? Listen to Ray Ray. Click. I'll press that and have Ray Ray whole voice in the courtroom. Elaine said, would you be allowed to work night shift or the weekend? Well, I would, would you be, see, I don't know, because then are you going to be, well, possibly the weekend, but night shift, most of these people might have 9 to 5 daytime jobs. And then I'm sure if you work the night shift, but then would you have the wherewithal to sit up in court all day and cognitively listen to the evidence? Might pose a kerfuffle. We'll see. That's a good question, though. It's a fantastic question. Sarah said, where I live, it's $10 to $25 a day. Very low. Yeah, some jurisdictions are 15. Boom, hurt me with the truth. Yes, ma'am. Me too. I don't ever want. Sarah said, Natanya for Congress. Thank you. Martha said, hey, Natanya. I don't want Sarah said morals. Absolutely, self-respect. Tanya Thompson said, me and my BFF just had a conversation about it. If you could be compromised, and I, of course, could not, but also, could you continue to be friends with someone who has been compromised? I told my BFF, listen, first of all, that is that is the question of the day. Thank you for that amazing question, Tanya. I want everybody to put in the chat. Could you be, shout out to West in Peace. What up? Locked. She says, salute nerd herd, stopping through the show love. Hey, Locked, what's the deal? Tanya said, would you be able to continue being friends with someone who has been compromised? Spectacular conversation. That's a spectacular question. Question of the day. That's a new thing we're going to implement. And everybody's going to get a chance, especially all the main nerd herd people, to post a question of the day. Submit your questions of the day. That's a spectacular question. I would have a problem with it. I would, if I knew my best friend allowed herself to be compromised, baby, you're going to get some grief from me. And I'm going to insist that you tell the truth and make it right. Because if you're willing to do that, my grandmother would always say, if they could, whatever they will do in your face, they'll do worse in your absence. And so if you could be compromised and do so in my presence when we both know you're wrong, what are you going to do in my absence? And I would always have to be looking over my shoulder at you. I wouldn't be able to trust. I'd have a hard time trusting. Hey, Toinette, what's the deal? Toinette said, blessings, Natanya. God is in the midst. And we know that. Yeah, man. Salute to the mods in the chat. Yes, my dear child. Tushka said, the wisdom to know the difference. Indeed. So 20 equals 732. How long is that going to last? That can't even cover rent. Indeed. Right? Sound Studios. It can't. Now they're at 33 days, but it's, I mean, Brown and Proud said, hello. Hey, everyone. Peace, happiness, and blessings to everyone here. Likewise to you, too. Likewise to you, too, my love. Hey, reparations. I say, Asheo, honey. How are you? What a great, Tushka said, JLR Investigates is very good as well as Popcorn Planet. Yeah, Andy's my homie. Andy's the homie at Popcorn Planet, and it's Kim. Baby. Them shekels give you that stain. That stain. Make your hands turn colors. But some people don't care about integrity. Like, integrity is not a big deal to some people. Some people, they're just like, whatever's clever. Facts. They're people just like us with more money, less moral, celebrities, some but most. Indeed. And now they're desperate because if I see one more celebrity on a freaking Royal Flush or Royal Kingdom commercial, I'm going to pull out my edges. I'm sick of it. I'm like, y'all better be careful of that. I know people are monkey see, monkey do, and they jump on anything they see celebrities do, but something ain't right there. I'm telling you, something ain't right there. Sarah said that DV line is so misinformed about this trial, and it irritates me. It irritates me too, because what they're saying is, what's the big deal about DV? Get over it. It's just a little slap up. It's saying you should be happy and take it willingly. Kaylick said, LA Chic, here's your pass. Oh, Angel, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, ma'am, you are killing it. Thank you. Thank you so much, my love. I appreciate that. Hey, guys. Now, if you want to be monkey see, monkey do, you can be monkey see, monkey do on this. Follow your girl, Angel. Drop the super chats in the chat. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. She said, so many people in New York. Indeed. Back in the days when I was growing up, they used to say 8 million people in the naked city. Listen to me. And the 8 million was the people that they counted in the census. There were another 4.5 million that lived in the shadows of New York that never filed no census, ain't on nobody records. Honey, YouTube watcher said, place so nice, you have to name it twice, baby. Indeed, New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. Broadway's up and the Battery's down. New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. What y'all know about that? Old show tunes. Hey, get your back up off the wall. Dance. Come on. Yes, the hustle man, honey. The hustle man is looking for someone. You can't look like a tourist. They gonna run them. Keisha said, don't look like a tourist. They gonna run them pockets. Yes, they will. And they gonna sell all they listen. You could get a steak on the street of New York. You could get a gold chain, a steak, pair of shoes, the guy down the block's watch, all time. Girl, everything. Everything. You got to really be careful because, listen, some people have made being a hustler their full-time job, and so they're great at it. Practice makes perfect. Simply Natural Bell said, was watching the beginning of the live, but we'll have to go back and watch later. I pray you get your justice. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. You guys are just, oh, I love you so much. I truly, truly love you so much. Right Sound Studio said, no chips in me. Nah, that's demonic. Listen, baby, there's people that have already signed up for it. I saw a lady on a little, if you watch the shows I always talk about, Right 7X, spelled just like Right Sound Studio, WRIGHT 7X, or I Am Perky, or Dre_OG, or Mod Tricka, or I Am Q Hef, you will see these. They do a lot of compilation, TikTok compilations, YouTube, different things. But it's a lot of stuff about what's really going on in the world that you guys don't see. See, there are multiple worlds going on simultaneously, and I'm not even discussing the multiverse. I'm talking about right here in the here and now. There is a world that they project and they perpetuate and that you think is the world. But no, there's a whole other thing happening right in your face that you can't see because you've been trained not to see it. And baby, that's the real deal, Holyfield. Y'all better get on it. Y'all better get, Nicole, a 304 is a garden tool. A 304 is AAVE, African American Vernacular English, for a garden tool. A garden tool, in the garden you use different things. You use a rake, you might use a pitchfork in the yard, you might use a hoe, different things. You know which one it is. It's one of the three examples. Angel said, hashtag no Diddy. Woo! Keisha said, I just saw that. Said 37 trillion is owed. This lady speaks of transportation, homes for a catastrophe event, and more. Listen, 37 trillion. Now, ask yourself, and I heard a young person, I don't know if y'all know Wisdom. He said, who do they owe the 37 trillion to? Because a portion is owned by America and then China and this one now, everybody owes. But who is the collector? The power elite. And what? There's not even 37 trillion people in this country. There's not even $37 trillion in circulation. Now, that was the crazy thing. There are not even $37 trillion in circulation in the world. How is that much owed? It's crazy. It's crazy. K-Leg said, Nicole Ann is a woman who works on the counter. Not the corner. Not to be confused with the corner, on the counter. Now, that's a whole other thing. Because the lady in the corner might be sweeping the room, but the lady on the counter is a woman of ill repute. Or they've changed the name lately. She's a schmex worker, getting it how she lives it. You learned something new today. Oh, Nicole said she would vote for me if she were in my district. Thank you so much, guys. I love that. And listen, I would collect and gather people. Like, y'all gonna do right by the constituents for their money. I am big on doing the right thing, and it bothers people. It annoys the daylights out of people, because what it says to them is that I have so much integrity that my integrity is not flexible, it will not be moved, and it's not up for compromise. A lot of the reason that a lot of things don't get done in our society is because lobbyists. If you want to know why, whether it's your local legislator on the local level, your city council, your state senators, things of that nature, can't get bills passed, can't get things done, and always try to run things by party line. They're never bipartisan on issues that pertain to the public. The reason being is because there is an entire litany, Congress, local politics, and just politics across the board has been inundated by lobbyists. There are companies There are institutions that hire lobbyists, and their number one and singular job is to go and lobby politicians, whether on the local level or the federal level. And they will lobby your politician until they get them. And lobbying just means the professional con people to pay you money to do their bidding. And if people keep whispering in your ear and saying you should do this, there are laws that said your politicians are not supposed to have insider trading information. There was a whole insider trading scandal in the 80s. Now y'all about to gag, because I remember the names of the people: Michael Milken and the junk bonds, and a whole lot of people. I remember them vividly. I was probably 14, 15, maybe a little older. But there was a whole insider trading scandal. And the insider trading scandal was people having advantage of what the stock market was going to do because they received insider trading information. So somebody's like, hey, I know a guy who has a stock. Trust me, take a bunch, dump at least 10,000 in this stock, hold it for 3 days, and then sell it. And they do it, and they're raking in the dough. You got politicians who came in, they don't care about their $250,000 job as a senator. They are making millions. There's a documentary. We're gonna view the documentary here. It's not super long. This documentary is about lobbyists and politicians and how much they make in stocks. You know, you would not. Marjorie Taylor Greene, as dodo as that woman acts, like she doesn't have a healthy understanding of anything, baby, that girl be making dough. And then the other one, she was from Georgia. She had that long face, almost like a equestrian type face. What was her name? Her name slips me at the moment, but she is one of the wealthiest. One of the wealthiest. When I tell you, they are raking in the dough. They are literally just taking bribes. The word lobbyist is a professional term for a bribe giver. And whatever the company is and whatever the interest of that company is, like the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, or let's say the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. One of the first things that Doge cut was the EPA, because with all of the companies he makes and all of the, the electric cars and the waste that company creates and the damage to the environment, and all of these wealthy conglomerates, the Koch brothers and all that, they make I won't use Angel soft toilet tissue because it's made by the Koch brothers. And those two guys ain't no joke. One of them passed away, but they ain't no joke. I have that much integrity. I won't use certain products because of who it's made by and what they've done to the environment. The EPA is in place to protect, it's the Environmental Protection Agency. It is in place to protect the integrity of the infrastructure and the land in our country so that corporations don't continue to contaminate our waterways, our grounds, everything, contaminate the food that we eat because they release all kinds of toxins into the environment. It is one of the most lobbied agencies ever. When I say lobbied, I'm talking, and they're not giving 50 cents and a Scooby snack. Oh no, they're giving them millions. These why do you think people get into Congress or the Senate and stay for 40 years? You think they ain't got nothing better to do? In 40 years, they would have made about 500 million. These suckers is raking in the dough. I don't want to be one of those people. So if you're not one of those people, you get a lot of pushback and harassed. And I'll tell you, there are good companies and good groups that lobby politicians. Listen, it's what it is. If somebody who is for maternal health and maternal, their focus is maternal health in inner city communities, because in this big 2025, you still have Black women who are disproportionately subject to maternal fetal issues, maternal mortality issues. If they're a company that's saying, listen, we want to put money into the landscape to help improve maternal morbidity and keep inner city women from dying from the simplest thing in the number one superpower nation, or supposed to be the number one superpower nation, from passing away from maternal mortality, giving birth, taking their life. we're going to play ball. Let's talk. What can we do? How can we get in this community and be a blessing? What do you have proposed? But if you just want somebody to turn the other way so you could leak your toxic waste into, there is a place in North Carolina where there's pig farms. Yo, there's such a massive amount of people that are passing away because of ground contaminations from the wastewater runoff of the pig farm. They said the pig waste creates a toxic stew. It is so toxic. Everybody in the environment has cancer because the pig waste is upstream from the farm thing. So the waste from the pigs run downstream into the farm. And that is so toxic. Listen, in the Bible, they cast the demons into the pigs. And they said, you shall not eat pork. You cannot eat pigs. Listen, are you aware that pigs are the only animals that can't look up? The theory is they can't look up because when the demons were cast into them, they were restricted from ever looking up to the heavens again. They are also the only animal with no sweat glands. That means every single toxin that goes into a pig stays in the meat. So when you eat it and you feed it to your kids, that old breakfast of chicken mucus and pork. Do you know the history of breakfast? Hold on a second. Let me let you speak to an expert on the history of breakfast. Nirvana! Bien aquí. Yeah, they know I was multilingual, did you? Let me let y'all talk. Come here. Let me let y'all talk. You don't have to get on camera. Just come here. I want y'all to talk to the expert on breakfast, on the misnomer of breakfast, the fraud. This is what I tell y'all about. You don't understand the world we're living in is not the world you think it is. Could you stand right here behind the camera and tell the good people about the flim-flam scam of breakfast and why it was created and instituted?
So the traditional American breakfast.
Can you guys hear her? Let me scroll to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little louder. Good for the people. Everybody shout out to Nirvana. Oh, The Handmaid's Tale is my joke. That's my joint. Go ahead.
Okay, so the traditional American breakfast of eggs, bacon, pancakes, and stuff.
They said a little. I need you to speak up just a tad. Let me turn the volume up. Okay, go ahead.
So traditional American breakfast, like eggs, bacon, grits, pancakes, those were created. Of course, it was made before the Industrial Revolution, when people were working on farms every day. So to get up and eat a full meal and then work it off, you burn the calories, and eventually, it became a well-oiled machine because, of course, food is fuel for your body. But if you're eating a hefty meal and then working a long day's work, of course, it pays off in the end. But after the Industrial Revolution, when people were sitting at their desks every day and doing 9 to 5s, eating an intense breakfast and then sitting, blocking up your bowels and then sitting all day only to come home and eat again, or the institution of 3 meals a day, or the arbitrary food triangle, it became a problem, and it created the obesity problem because, of course, people were working off that food before. But now, if you sit at a desk all day after eating a full meal to go to lunch again on your lunch break and then come home and eat dinner, you're packing your body down and not giving it enough time to metabolize the food and go through your body and
And what company was instrumental in creating this misnomer and this fake thing about breakfast?
Kellogg. Well, before, can I say that on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Before Kellogg's became the commercial cereal brand that we know today, when they were back in those times, they were under a different name, and then they became Kellogg's. But they were very institutional in creating this idea that you need to eat these 3 meals a day and have this heavy breakfast and then lunch and then dinner or snacks in between, and constantly pack your body down with food.
Mm-hmm. High five. Mm-hmm. Hey. When I say this girl is well abreast of all types of stuff, she is so healthy, so healthy. When she was a kid, we'd be in the store. She'll be like, this has 420 calories. We don't need this. Okay. This girl don't eat, she don't drink milk. She don't eat bread. Very rarely does she eat bread. She just is like, let's eat. When she was in the 4th grade, before we went to school, before she went to school, she would get up extra early because she would make her, or the night before, she would take her water bottle, put her chia seeds, cut her slices of cucumber, and would make her own alkaline water and take that to school every day. Kids used to be like, what you drinking? Listen, that's right. I tell people for years, don't drink cow milk. It is cow mucus and baby calf growth formula. Has nothing to do with humans. We're the only mammals that drink another mammal's liquid. And yet everybody said, thank you, Nirvana, and give you clapping hands. We're the only mammals that consume another mammal's growth hormone. Why? It causes a majority of the illnesses. All of these are fake. Let me tell you about the food pyramid. That is by, I believe his name to be Ansel Keys. He was a insecure elitist that wanted, he was not a scientist, but he wanted to go down in history for something. At the time where, Freud and everybody was going down in history, and the father of psychology, and everybody was going down in history for something. He wanted to be regarded and have a legacy of having put something into academia so that he could go down in history. So he created junk science. The food pyramid is a fraud and a lie. There is absolutely, unequivocally no refutable, well, there's completely, totally refutable information in that thing. There is no proved scientific theory behind the food pyramid. It was all made up because he wanted to go down in history for something. I told you guys, have you ever watched What the Health? It is a documentary about food. I remember about 9 years ago, I watched a documentary where they were talking about food and things like that. And they said, margarine. You know what margarine was? Shouldn't consume margarine. If you are going to eat something, eat butter. But what they did was they took margarine and made it so inexpensive that everyone could afford it. And if you had to stand in the supermarket and look for butter and margarine, people would take the margarine because it's cheaper. That big old tub, your kids spreading it up. You know what margarine was? Margarine was created to milk cows. It is udder cream to milk cows. It has no nutritional value. There are petroleum and all of that in it. Everything is fake and phony. Yes, it is just what they use to salve on the udders of the cow so that they can milk the cows. And they had so much of it. They said, surely we can have another thing that we could use this for. And then they added yellow coloring because it had a consistency of butter, and they put it into the food. Thing. No nutritional value. Iceberg lettuce. You're eating styrofoam. I tell people all the time, people say they love their children, and yet they kill them slowly every day at the dinner table and the breakfast table. All of this Nutella? If anybody on this nerd herd buys Nutella, consumes it, or gives it to their children, out right now. Get out. Nutella is trash and detrimental. So much food. Friggin' breakfast cereals have this toxin in them that is a neurotoxin, and it's what's in gypsum, as in sheetrock. Oh, the food. Listen, baby, you're absolutely welcome. Let me scroll up these. We have got to do better, but the only way we do better is if we know better. It's like all these things that's around our house that everybody's spraying in the air to, the Febrezes and all that. Those are all of those plural carbons that you're spraying in your atmosphere. Those are all endocrine disruptors. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. All these, Plugins. Get rid of those plugins. You are better off with a diffuser made out of some essential oil and alcohol. Put some wood sticks in it and let it diffuse through your house. Get some, natural oils. But all those commercially available products, all of them have this. Here's a funny thing. I never really liked the consistency of feeling extremely greasy or heavy lotions on my body. And so people used to tease me. My sisters used to tease me, and Nirvana's cousins would tease her because we don't lotion up like that. I used to make products at home, a shea butter souffle and all that. But as far as like commercially packaged, all those things you could buy at the store, all those lotions with the little glitter and the this and that, no, I don't put those on me. My mind and my knowing, and God told me, don't use these things on your body since I was young. I would rather go with a little ash than put those things on my body. First of all, they don't feel comfortable to me. And I just knew in my system, I said no. Then when everybody was at Victoria's Secret, honey, buying all the Victoria's Secret lotions, nope. See, I've always been allergic to fragrance. If I wanted to use fragrance, now I use perfume and all that, but I have to spray it on my outfit the day before, like the night before, because there was times where I would spray perfume on. Like one of my favorite perfumes was Versace Red Jeans. Oh, that was my joint. But I could be somewhere and they'd be like, what you doing? Come to the studio. And I'm like, okay, I run home, take a shower, get dressed. Versace, put that Versace Red Jeans on. By the time I get to the studio, throat swollen shut, can't sing. Could not figure it out. It was like, you was just singing on the phone. What happened? And then they thought I was fronting. And I was like, no. And I couldn't figure out what was causing. What did I do in this period of time? It was the fragrance. These things disrupt your endocrine system and cause you problems. You are spreading carcinogens on your skin because somebody told you smell like pineapple or such and such. Get essential oils if you want to smell like pineapple. That is why I made the company that I had, Nirvana's Necessities. Because when Nirvana was little, because I didn't use those lotions, and she wanted to have things that smell good, those fragrant things. So I created a shea butter souffle, and Nirvana, and I gave her, I would use essential oils. I think I looked in a closet the other day and I think I still saw like the labels for one of them. I think it was Mango Madness or something like that. We get essential oils, you make them. And so kids could use them, and it was called Nirvana's Necessities. And she could have all the different cute little things, and it was healthy. It was shea butter, so it was healthy for your skin. And, and I made an adult version called Emilia's Essential Elixirs, named after my grandmother. And I had a beard oil and all that stuff I used to make for mad guys. They was glistening, honey. They looked like, I used to use berries and twigs and all that. And it looks so good and healthy. But, people want Victoria's Secret. What can I say? The secret is, it's killing you. So the secret's out. But, I can't tell people what to do. Like, I can only offer information and expect that. Oh, Tracy said, thank you, Nirvana, for your patience and your heavenly intelligence. Why, thank you. Thank you so much. She is super brilliant. She always talks about, she tries to tell her friends, like, people think, hey, Michelle. She said, hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, Michelle. How you doing, girl? We have got to do the things that we know is better for us. Nicole said you can make a 3-ingredient natural Nutella with hazelnuts, cocoa powder, and honey. And because baby, the commercially available one is trash. Right Sound Studios said, essential oils in the house. Yes, all day, every day. Indeed, natural everything. And you can see, here's what I know. The powers that be, because they see us all waking up and they know we're on to them and that we are doing a different thing, they are tight. You hear me? They tight. I can see them in the comments. I was watching, I think I might have been on Facebook, and there was an older lady from Jamaica, and she was an herbalist, and this woman is wise, sage, old. I give her a good, and of course they look younger than they are. So I could easily say this lady's 80 something. And she's talking about she was standing next to a tree and she said, you see this plant? If you want to kill any STDs, anything in your body, And she was calling out different things, HPV, herpes, this, that, all these things, saying this root will kill it. People in the chat, what's the name of the root? Yeah, you want us to pay you? Like, then you don't deserve it, boo. Because who you talking to, this big woman? Like, you send her out to go and pick leaves for you. Have some respect. If a woman is telling you something natural that could be a benefit for your life, and she's on social media, she's an older woman, she is telling you, we've used this to do this for this person, that for that person, it's anti-cancer, answer this. Even if you got to pay the little $25 or something, pay the $25 now. Who are you to demand that this, you just want us to send you money? Then go figure it out on your own. Because when you take your behind up there in them pharmaceutical, you don't ask them nothing. You pay that copay and you get them drugs. That's going to give you 50 other problems. And the root of all medications is a natural herb. But you cannot patent an herb. So they take it. It's like the hustlers used to say, step on it and cut it. And by the time you get it, it gives you 15 other things. Why would you not respect this woman to give her the benefit of she's going to mail it to you? She knows the natural thing. She's telling you how to take it, how to heal your body naturally. People are disrespectful. All in the comments. Oh, why don't you just tell us instead of just, I said, Miss Ma'am, don't send them nothing. Don't tell them nothing. But then here comes some person. Oh, you take these herbs. You got to watch out. These people say things. And then listen, this woman, 85 years old, and she is probably not traditionally educated in the formal academia. And she's been curing herself and everybody in the community forever and a day. She 85. Here you come with your 40-year-old self telling people, oh, you better watch out with these people and these herbs. Get out of here. I said, let people be grown. Get out of here directing people and let people be grown. I said, you don't say nothing about them pharmaceuticals that give people, that are annihilating people every day and give them 50 million other problems. You got a problem with some plants? You got a problem with this tree? Nicole said, not to mention migraines and allergies. Clearly that's something that cures. I must have missed it. Oh, for maybe natural essential oils? Right? Sound said shea butter all day, every day, the real stuff, not the fake stuff. That's right, because they have artificial natural stuff now. They are co-opting the movements and putting trash out into the landscape. So be careful. She said, ice cream, antifreeze, fast foods, don't go. I can go on and on. The food we eat, they will not allow in other countries, but good old USA will absolutely. Because it is by design in America. They want to have you hooked up. If you're not hooked up to some IV or at least taking 5 medications a day, they're not happy. Naj Singh said, I love to boil cinnamon bark, clove, and orange peel. Oh, absolutely. Listen, you want an essential oil? Orange peel is the lick. My grandmother, my whole life, she peeled the orange like she didn't just slice the orange. She peeled it in that kind of, so it looks like a round coily thing when you're done. And she had these nails by the window and she would hang the orange peels on those nails and let them dry naturally. And any day she would just take up a thing and fling it in the pot, put a little this, and the house smells, it's radiating with a natural orange. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely, you're right. Nicole said your skin is your largest digestive organ, and people don't realize that. People are adding all kinds of craziness to their skin, and they cannot understand why they have all these problems. She said, all my hormonal, thyroid, digestive, respiratory issues disappear when I cleared up my skin care, environment, and nutrition. That's right. That only from the earth. That's right. I don't mess with none of those things. Well, people laughed at us for all those years, and guess what? When it came out, all of a sudden they started saying, oh my God, you were so smart all those years ago. You never used to put on lotion. Yeah. Told you. And my skin well soft and nice, Coconut oil. I'm Caribbean. You coconut oil for everything. My dog wasn't feeling good the other day and he was backed up and everybody was saying, do this. And I was just like, I put some coconut oil on a paper plate. My dog, he better. Back to normal. Coconut oil. And listen, I was like, all right, there's nothing left on the plate. Stop licking the plate. This boy went off on that plate, Simply Natural said, can you do a live discussing these topics and sharing alternatives, food, household items? Absolutely. Listen, K-Leg about to get on me. Absolutely. Me and Kay Lig are discussing that tomorrow. So yes, I absolutely will. There you go, Toynette. And we could only use soft candle. That's right. You got an ear infection and all that, or boil. You have a boil? Put some soft candle on it. That boil be gone. Or poke root. You know, I just live for my poke root and my castor oil, boy. I do it regularly. Thank you so much, Natanya. So like-minded. People listen. People, you are 100. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That means the world to me, Tracy. Victoria's Secret is destroying our reproductive health. It is. And so many young girls, because the young girls, you know, they listen how nefarious they were. They started that young girl line of Pink, knowing that they would draw their young people. And listen, here's what we also got to do. I know when we were 11 and 12, you might have got a little lip gloss, you know, the little lip gloss at the Chinese store or wherever, little discount store. You got that roller lip gloss and it was like cherry something or strawberry and or a little Vaseline on your lips. You might have got 12 and put a little eyeliner on the bottom so you can look mysterious. But y'all nowadays, y'all young parents have lost your head. I see 11-year-old girls doing friggin' Ulta hauls. Oh, this is my Ulta haul. What? Give your skin a chance to mature before you confound it and confuddle it with all these things. Y'all got you 12 years old with a shopping haul from Ulta. First of all, that is big people thing. Nirvana shop at Ulta, honey. I'll be like, how much is it? Yeah, I don't need it. She'd be like, Mommy, just get it for yourself. I'm like, no, I don't need it. Overpriced. I'm not knocking y'all. Do your thing. But hey, everything in moderation. Do some natural products. They're putting all kind of foolishness. Now, I do love the trend of, that's what I use, turmeric soap with kojic acid. And then also there are some Korean products that are very healthy. They snail mucin and it gives your skin just a nice glass clear. So people are now being able to go natural faced when for years so many people couldn't because their skin was destroyed by all these different things. I love the healthcare journey that is natural and healthy and minimalist. I do not like there is no 11-year-old child that should be doing or 10-year-old in Ulta. Nonsense. Crates of Junior said, our people have mastered natural remedies for centuries. My grandma in the Virgin Islands was good with herbalism. She had her own honey cultivation business. That is magnificent. Yes, Caribbeans, we listen, herbal everything. My grandmother had a whole apothecary, and I have one in my kitchen. Because that's your pharmacy, your kitchen. I have an apothecary. People be like, oh, girl, my one of my girlfriends, her friend came to town. My tooth, I was like, oh, cloves, honey. Let's get some cloves. Put that cloves inside there. That clove oil, you put them cloves in your gum, wherever the tooth is hurting, and in the tooth of the own. Suck that clove down, baby. That thing gone. Gone. Abscess, put some cloves in your mouth. Get rid of it. Because an abscess is an indication that you have infection in your body, by which you would need cloves. You would also need oregano oil and all kinds of things. But look, I take a little, look. I am the herbal woman. I'm the medicine woman. This does not constitute medical advice. I am simply sharing natural remedies that have worked for me and my people. I am sharing the information. Everyone is welcome to have it because you know these people out here, these YouTube streets is a little. Plants equal the first medicine. Yes, right sounds. Eastern countries understand this way more than here. Absolutely. They call it Ayurveda. Ayurvedic practices. Absolutely. Michelle said, very much disrespectful. I'm not sure what that one is connected to. Ooh, what did I do? There you go, Naj sings. There you go. That is why they knock off Dr. Sebi. Listen here. I see my mother. So Dr. Sebi used to be in New York. My mother used to go to Dr. Sebi's store when I was a teenager in the 80s, okay? I remember when Dr. Sebi cured all those people, and because they tried to sue him for dispensing medicine without a license, and he took them all to. He went to court, and they said you need to bring one person of each one of these things you claim that you've cured. Baby, it was tons of people in the courtroom that he lit that brought their immunological paperwork that showed they tested positive for HIV and they're no HIV. Tested positive for cancer, cancer gone. Not remission, gone. Gone. Herpes, gone. Everything. Because he said the true number one illness is mucus, which causes inflammation. You get rid of mucus and inflammation, you heal everything that ails the body. Not the least of which is because if you live in an alkaline environment, none of those things can. Cancer cannot live in an alkaline environment, neither can most of those other illnesses. Once you kill the illness by getting rid of the mucus and the inflammation, you can rid the body of it all. And then you have to maintain that body. You can't eat whatever you want and then get sick and then or catch one of these illnesses and be sick and then somebody cure you and tell you what to do. And then once you cure, you go back to it. Because I try to tell people, I have somebody I love very close to me, come down with cancer, and I tell them stay away from dairy, and then you see them on thing going to the ice cream store and all that. Okay, well, you can't say nothing. You have to do what you want to do. I could only suggest, but people gonna do what they want to do. Keisha said, "What's her name? Got about 5 things from you." What's her name? Got about 5 things from you. I would love to hear something for better sleep. Absolutely. Listen, if you need your mind to rest, if you suffer from anxiety, irritability, or lack of ability to sleep, there is no better thing than ashwagandha, lemon balm, tulsi. You boil that, take the herbs. I'm going to send you guys the link for these tea bags. Get the raw tea bags, not the bleached white ones. You want the brown looking ones. There's the raw tea bags. You're going to take the raw, they have a drawstring on it. You're going to fill, you're going to put, now if you want to make a big batch, I would say fill 2 of these and put them in a pot with a bigger thing of water, and you can make a larger amount and drink off of that for a couple of days. And because it's natural stuff, you don't want to drink it for more than 4, consume it within 3 days, 4 days tops, and just make a fresh batch. But if you want to do it singularly by cup, you take the small, the tea bag, you put a teaspoon or 2, put your teaspoon each, and then it'll make for you to be at least have 3 cups of tea off of that. And you're going to drink that tea. You want to put the tulsi, you want to put ashwagandha and the lemon balm in the tea bag. Boil that baby. You will sleep so much you'll be Rumpelstiltskin, honey. They'll wake you up and you'll be like, what year is this? Rumpelstiltskin. If you don't know, look them up. Should we stay side by side as the storm in life passes by? In my mind, oh my Lord, I want you here by me, baby. You let my love shine free. Simply Natural Bell said, oh, I just thought about a book. Would you consider writing a book about your knowledge about these things? Yes, indeed. Absolutely. I was having a conversation about that today. I'm not going to blow up the person, but I was having a conversation about that. K-Leg. My bad, K-Leg. You just so dope. What can I say? Commercial headhunters watch all your lives. We Black people set the trends. Our people are blind, deaf, and dumb. Indeed. And here's the thing. We need people to, you're entirely right. I know they're watching because when I tell you, I can see people's behavior change instantly. I talked about Gene Deal the other day. I watched something and popped up on the screen with Deliberation Watch. When I tell you this man was sitting there fighting not to go, I could see him. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? It makes me feel bad. I'm like, am I applying too much pressure? Because he's fighting. He naturally, it's a natural pull equivalent for him to go, I could see him going and turning his head back like Everybody I talk about, whether I say their name or not, I can see the change behavior in the very next live they do. The very next. So you're right. I get it. But I want everybody collectively to get better. When I bugged out as a kid, my dad used to say, I got the natural remedy for your foolishness, my foot by your behind. That is a natural remedy, honey. That cure. Now, here's my thing. I don't know if I've said this before on the Nerd Herd. Dun, dun, dun. Y'all going to get breaking news from me. I do not hit children. I don't know if I said it to you guys before. I believe beatings are ineffective. Beatings, whippings, whatever you want to call it, licks, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe them to be real. And I said, if beatings actually work, it would only take one. I think they do more for stripping people of their right to free speech and autonomy. And it's just a locus of control, a control mechanism for people who perceive themselves to have run out of all avenues of getting people to submit to their will. Because, it's about subjugation. It's about control. It's about domination. Because if people really believed in beatings and they thought that was the true remedy for change, the minute your boss get on your job, you walk up and slap him in the face and say, shut your mouth now, and go sit down somewhere. And you wouldn't dare do that. So the same level of emotional regulation and constraint that you exhibit with your boss when they do something or say something you don't like, exhibit that with your children. Talk to them. If your children can't hear when you talk, the problem is you and not them. But I digress. Not you per se, but just, you, internet, people out there. Tracy said, I love your chat because people subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like the information. It's life-saving. Thank you. Yes, guys, make sure you subscribe. Be sure to throw up the likes and share with a friend, because this is actually, thank you. Said Natanya, your skin is radiant, darling. Oh, darling, this whole thing, why, I just threw this on now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pretty good for a 55-year-old, eh? I feel so. Keisha said, I got my soursop, my Dettol, my ginger, my turmeric. I got notes, y'all. Natanya, thank you. Listen, honey, you got just that list right there, Keisha. You could survive friggin' Armageddon, boo. Throw a little coconut oil in there and some witch hazel, baby. You can survive Armageddon and a little vinegar. Throw some vinegar in there too and some baking soda. Listen, that right there, that's the list right there, Keisha. Keisha been taking notes. You get a gold star too, boo. You get a gold star. She said, babies with a full face. It's true. Yes, Kayla, they be glammed up. And I'm like, you're makeup is definitely bad. Absolutely right, sounds. Makeup. Oh, if you ever knew the history of how makeup was made, baby, you wouldn't even F with it. I'm talking hideous. Remember, when they got to say no animals were harmed in the making of this medicine, that means for the rest of the stuff, it was always animals harmed. Think about it. They be testing lipstick on pigs and all kind of monkey and all kind of thing. Listen. And some of them don't pass the test. So Keisha said, Natanya, your skin looks flawless with a natural glow. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Aww, thank you. Natural Belle said, yes, she glows. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Cloves is magic. Cloves are next to God. If you got, you should always have cloves. In fact, guys, I would like to do an immediate show about a bug out bag. Here's why. Because all of this stuff that's been going on about Iran and all these countries that said, yo, Iran, we got your back. And America, you better not step. If you're feeling froggy, leap. All of these, it's dangerous. And I don't want our people to be left unprotected. So I want to do, as a matter of fact, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm going to go live way earlier. I'm going to go live in the early afternoon, and that I'm going to go live twice tomorrow. One show is going to be about, I'm going to make a list of all the natural stuff. I'm going to have the trusty dusty show producer make a slideshow with all the screens, all the things so you guys can screenshot all the slides and information and stuff like that, for just an immediate thing. And then I'm also going to do a show tomorrow. I want to talk about this case with this 70-year-old woman who was annihilated by the cops, and how it is a copycat of a case from 1980 something. And I'm severely bothered by it. And we have to talk about it. And I think what they're doing is recycling old crimes and bringing them back, like to galvanize and trigger society. I'm telling you, God is showing me this thing, and I just have to do this. So I will be live twice, maybe 3 times tomorrow, maybe 2 lives and a video. But I'm gonna definitely. But Naj Singh said, "I love oregano oil." Me too, baby. Oregano oil every day. As a matter of fact, I might have an oregano oil bottle up here at my desk. Well, I don't, but usually there's oregano oil everywhere I'm sitting. I buy them by the multi-pack. I was not allowed to wear makeup until college. Now I only wear natural tinted serums and no foundation at 50. My skin looks 20 years younger. Absolutely. Because some people overdo it. And what it is a byproduct of a society that perpetuates the notion that they have this one standard of beauty. And if you don't ascribe or fit into that standard of beauty, it is drilled in you from a very early age that you are not beautiful. And so people are on a quest to find what gets them as close to possible to that standard of beauty. It is always why I always thought this singular notion of what beauty looks like was detrimental to society at large. I love the diversity of beauty and it being recognized. Like people used to say, New York is a melting pot. And I've never liked the term melting pot because a melting pot melts everything together to become one. The first Black mayor of New York, David Dinkins, said, "We're not a melting pot. We are a beautiful mosaic." And I've always loved mosaic art. You know what mosaic is? It's like the cut glass and it's all the different shapes and shells and, of the glass. I love a mosaic. It's cubed glass as art because it incorporates every single piece of and color and dimension and style and tone of that glass or whatever it is, and it puts it together to make a beautiful piece of art. All of what we are should be heralded and acknowledged. I don't think we have to meld into one thing and then annihilate everybody's autonomy and independence. It's not good. And we need to make sure that we recognize that. Creative Junior said, clove oil, yes, that works. I also put it in my oil paints to slow the drying time. I'm a master visual artist. Oh my, I'd love to see. I can't wait to see. Show us something, honey. You got to come up and show us, and we're going to feature your art with everybody. Remember, we had a homework assignment. That's what today was talking about. Everybody, their gifts, what you do, what you master, what you are a subject matter expert at. Let's get it together so everybody can use you and have a contact method. So whether it's an email address or if you have a social media account that they can DM you at, or if you have a phone number that you use for your business that you want to give out, have it available so we could avail ourselves of what each other does. Because I'm sure there is a wheelhouse of talent in this nerd herd, and I want us to be able to benefit from each other. Keisha says, people laughed at us. Your grandmama gave you this and that. Well, we rarely got sick. Listen, honey, my grandmother had something that could ail everybody at any time. Anytime she could ail you. Oh, what? You don't feel good today? I used to walk Trinidad with my great grandmother, and she would say, Natty, you see that there? Bend down and grab that piece of thing there. That is so and so. That has cured this. Reach over so and grab that two piece of that plant. That is so and so. And literally, I used to walk with her in Cure Up Trinidad and pluck this, that, and that. And she would tell me with each thing, this does that. As a child, that sort of stuff sticks with you. I've always resorted to natural to heal myself. It just always felt better. Hey, Natanya, always glowing. I tried. Thank you so much, guys. Part of that glow is private summer, aka the moistness and the radiant oils of menopause. But whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. God is merciful. Taking what Mother Nature made. Oh yeah, neem oil is excellent to try to take the good out of me and make it for good. I hot, but I sweating and it looked like moisture. Look how beautiful. God is merciful. God is merciful. Oh, yes, honey. Toinette said, let us not forget the Lima call, honey. All you better get to your greengrocer and get Lima call. Trust me. Trust me. It is a very cool and astringent. You listen. Tell them about the goodness, Toinette. That Dettol, that Lima call, or honey, you ain't even got to worry about no type of endocrine disruption with all of these. And these are tried, tested, and true. I'm 55. Lima call was out when my grandmother was a girl. So, and she's gone on to glory, and she was 90 something. So listen, these things are old. These are tried, tested, and true. Sarah said, thanks to everyone. Prayers for the juries and the victims. Gotta go for chitlins. Okay. And look, we getting up there too. I'm trying to minimize my times because you know I'll be staying in here with y'all forever. MG in liquid form, magnesium with dropper helps you sleep. Absolutely. Magnesium helps you sleep, and potassium is good for your legs. If you have like restless leg syndrome, which also keeps a lot of people from sleeping. Mix a few drops with the carrier oil, rub on the soles of your feet, great for sleep. Absolutely. And they have a magnesium spray too. And like a mist, a fine mist, magnesium spray. Thank you so much, Nas Sings. You girl or guy, you know your stuff. Nicole said, sounds delicious. Yes, we need that. I'm constantly filled with anxiety. Listen, baby, anxiety, Tulsi, that's Tulsi, lemon balm, and ashwagandha, the herbs to make a tea. Put them in the tea bags. Baby, when I tell you, yes, girl, and I sing. Thank you. She said, sing, Tanya, sing, girl. Oh, absolutely. Hibiscus and ginger shots are good too. Hibiscus, you know, in West Indies, we call that sorrel. Ginger, I love a ginger shot. If you want, so here's the standard to reset your body. If you're dealing with illness and you are dealing with fatigue, lethargy, this, that, the other, you're just not feeling like yourself, or you have something you can't overcome, or you're not been feeling well, or you just want you want to reset. The standard is if you fast for 72 hours, you reset your mitochondria. So it's going to flush your system of basically, if you have a Friday off and you don't have any plans for that weekend, set yourself a fast. You're in the house, you can be comforted, you can drink water, you just drink water. And give yourself that fast. Do it the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Trust me, you'll be all well and good. Monday, they won't even recognize you, honey. Skin clear, body feeling great. Reset your mitochondria, and what that does is it stops a lot of illness in your body. Because what it does is it forces your body will pack on food and waste in your system. And what happens is when you fast, your body forces itself to eat, to feed off of what's in your system. And so that, and whatever else is wasted will flush it. And you get a reset. So you should do it every so often just for general purposes. Right Sound said sandalwood for sleep. Woke up and said, what day is it? Now, hey, that was a good sleep. Now that was that Rumpelstiltskin sleep. That's good. Y'all take notes. Sandalwood. Nice Anita Baker cover. I got to go listen to her cover it lately. Hey, that's my jam. Listen, y'all, sweet love. No, don't make me start singing in here now. Don't make me start singing up in here. Thank you, guys. Hey, thank you, guys. She said, forget about the book, girl. We need an album. You know, I was a female vocalist. Puffy shooting me stopped all of that in its tracks. I was a female vocalist, a very serious. When I was 14, I sang on an album with Chaka Khan. She did a song called Who Is Watching the World? We Are Watching the World. And it was a la We Are the World. But she did it with a bunch of children and teenagers. And I was one of those teenagers. I sang on an album with Chaka Khan when I was 14. I've done a lot. Like, listen, my trajectory was amazing. So, you know, of course, it wasn't prudent to try to still have a record deal and things of that nature. She said, I'm cracking up. Ha, oh, you are hilarious, Natanya. Thank you, my love. You know, my mother always said, my mother's like, girl, you need to be a comedian. You are so funny. Thank you. Everybody always says I'm a comedian, but my mother, you know, when your mama say you funny, you usually very funny because your mama be like, okay, that ain't funny. But my mother always was like, you're hilarious. Kicking it with Auntie Leah said, that's right, I need you in my household. Girl, I'm right here, always available. Just reach through that screen and be like, I'm right here. Debbie with the 2 cats said, hey, y'all. Hey, Debbie. Look at that cat holding a latte. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I know I'm so far back in the chat. Hey, thank you. When I found out what my fashion fair Fenty Mac was made of, I said, oh no, stop using it. Lashes, lip tint. And I said, yeah, listen. And here's the thing. I love a lash, but I don't like lash glue. So unless, which is why so many days you don't see me with lashes, because I have this thing about lash glue. I feel like lash glue can cause like eye infections or disruption to your eyes. And if I don't have somewhere to go, now you know I love the Va-Va-Voom, honey. I love that lash. But I just have this aversion. Now I used to use this mascara that had those little particles, but then one time I had a thing where we were laughing and I hit my eye and I felt like one of those particles got in my eye, because those would give you very luminescent lash extension. Oh, it was beautiful. But everything has a thing, you know. I don't know. Perhaps somebody can come up with plantains, lashes out of the plantain seeds, because you know plantain fibers can be like hair. I don't know. Perhaps somebody can come up with that. Barbara Williams said, I have locks for 3 years now, developed dandruff. What can I use for that? You can add neem oil and a little oregano oil into a carrier oil like castor oil or coconut oil and go through your scalp with it. And what it does is neem oil is great. And Kicking with Auntie Leah says she uses peppermint oil. But and peppermint oil is great as well. But that castor oil is going to really get to the heart of it. And neem oil is phenomenal. Oh, somebody gave 5 gifts. Let's see. Let's slide down. Somebody give. Oh, thank you. Nicole said, you are beautiful in your uniqueness. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Keisha said, I can show you some of my drawings. I would love to show it. Absolutely. We want to see them. We want to see them. Hey, Fashawn. Fashawn said, good evening, everyone. Hey. Naj Singh said, that's a beautiful memory. Nothing like a beautiful grandma. Yes. And that was my great grandmother. My grandma, yeah. My grandmother had an apothecary, like I said, in the kitchen too. And I learned so much from her. Kicking it with Auntie Leah said, LMAO, I am dry due to menopause. My naturally oiled skin, pause. So get some black cohosh. It's a natural mineral. Get some black cohosh. It will replenish yourself. Somebody showed me they black cohosh today. I ain't going to call them out. They could call themselves out if they won't. But you know, that black cohosh is going to change a lot of things. Because the menopause strips your body of so many moisture. It drains your body of so much of your natural moisture and so much of your body's ability to replenish itself. And so with the black cohosh, it's going to assist you in getting back to homeostasis. You won't be existing in such a deficit. Fashawn said lime and ginger. Of course, listen, ain't nothing like a good key lime. Make sure y'all trying to get organic fruits as much as possible. But a good key lime and some ginger, good boy. No, you're talking. You know, ginger for me is an everyday. I could do ginger every day. A natural ginger beer and thing. Oh gosh. And you know what's good also? I drank something. It was called cucumber vodka. But it wasn't vodka. It was cucumber in spring water. Excuse me. Sparkling water. Slice the cucumber in sparkling water. And I think it had a little like stevia plant, which is not like all those, you know, the little blue sugar. No. Stevia is like natural. I don't use sugar, but it was stevia in it. It was delicious. You hear me? I said, but goodness, cucumber water tastes so good. It was delicious. Right Sound Studio said, you're talking about neem. Don't forget about balsam fir. I haven't used balsam fir. I remember balsam fir like for Christmas tree, but I haven't used balsam fir. Tell us more about it. Justice Network said, I make websites, fix computers and devices, and do data backup, transfer, and storage, audio and visual personalized songs. Thank you. Listen, guys. Who's in the house? K-Leg, if you could take down some of those, boo. All of these people with the things they all do, their skills. Let's get I had a burn from the oven, got relief in 45 seconds. From balsam fir? Wow. Wow. So did you ever get the black cohash, Michelle? She said, I am menopausal still. Did you get the black cohash? You got to get that black cohash, girl. Let me know if you were able to get it. And try not to get one that's like a mix and a blend. You want to get as natural as possible, just the black cohash. Barbara's sister, I had love for 27 years. It is a result. Wash your hair. I use hair oils. Your scalp needs a lot of sun and air to keep it covered and lessen lint. Hope. So here, if you're starting to get that lint, that's cradle cap. And cradle cap, if you get a lot of lint in your locks, that's cradle cap. What you need is, you definitely have to have a vinegar and baking soda and wash. You have to literally detoxify your locks. You have to put your hair in the sink, or there's a loctician you can find to have a good vinegar bath for your hair. I guarantee you, because cradle cap, the root of cradle cap is candida. It's yeast. And so that will cause, especially with the thickness of our hair, and if you're not like interlocking your hairs frequently, that heavy, because the hair gets heavy. Like these locks can be very heavy when they red. I mean, they're light because I have, we ain't gonna say sister locks, they cousin locks, because the sister lock lady is a patented thing and she will sue you. And I don't want to be sued. But anyway, so I call mine cousin locks or micro locks. Because the thickness and the density will hold, like it can hold sweat at times, things of that nature. The lint, what you prescribe as what you consider lint and the buildup on the scalp, trust me, it's candida. Until you vinegar that down, you're not going to get rid of candida. Like I tell people, I take, you know, when you go to the supermarket and you buy your vinegar for your kitchen, you want to buy another 2 things of vinegar for your bathrooms upstairs. Take the ones for the bathroom upstairs one time and write on the bottle, bathroom. They have the big mega gallon size. You need to get that. And then you should also get a spray bottle, like a regular, the spray bottle where you clean the house with, and because you want that force of spray. You need to put white vinegar in a bottle, especially in the summertime, where people perspire a lot and you feel that kind of moistness under your breasts and all kind of thing, and in them folds and creases. Bring a white vinegar upstairs that is exclusively for your bathroom. Spray yourself when you get in the shower. Get under the water, let the water run on you. Spray all those areas, your underarms, your neck, all these regions, your groin. Spray your body down, spray your skin down, your back, everything, because people have yeast transfer onto their skin and they don't realize they have yeast on their skin. I promise you, spray yourself down with vinegar. And then once you stand under the shower, rinse the vinegar down, then you want to use like a healthy, we used to use the Castile soap that was the Dr. Bronner's, but now they changed it to magic soap and they have a demon inside the bottle. So don't use that one. But if you can find another store brand Castile type soap, then clean yourself down with a Castile soap, or I just put Dettol in my Castile soap. I'm just saying, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. You will find relief with that. You need an astringent or something to get rid of that candida. Candida is persistent, but vinegar will kill yeast. That is why your granny used to have a bottle of vinegar in the tub. When you go to your grandmother's house, she used to have that little bottle of vinegar in the corner, because vinegar kills yeast. And people have yeast on their body. If you bathe your kids, put a little yeast in, if you bathe your kids in the summertime, because kids are always outside, put a little vinegar in the tub. It's going to make a difference, I'm telling you. Unapologetically Black said, my grandma was 100% homeopathic. She never took a pharmaceutical in her life, and she lived to 101, same as my mom. She made 99. I'm doing the same. Ashe, oh, hey, Unapologetically Black. Listen, I know what it is to grow up in that kind of household. I love it. I wish I could say I never took a pharmaceutical. Unfortunately, somebody shot me in my face, interrupted my whole flow. But I weaned myself off of all of that years ago. And trust me, I suffered because there were a lot of, I suffered. But I just felt like that was not the way that my body should go because it had me so lethargic. If you have a seizure disorder, they put you on seizure medicine, baby. You on seizure medicine, you ain't no outside and partying. You are just like, it's not conducive to a active, healthy life. It's really not. Not with active young children. Nicole said banana, oats, and sweet potatoes with protein help with relaxation and sleep. I would advise you to stay away from oats. Oats raise your glycemic index and make you predisposed for diabetes. There are a lot of things on this food pyramid that they told us was good. Oats is the big lie. Oats will, if you are Black people tend to be predisposed for diabetes. If you use oats, you are exposing yourself to increasing your glycemic index, and that is dangerous. Very, very dangerous and hard to overcome. Unapologetically Black, it's so true. I've been no big pharma for over 5 years now. Yeah, me too. I'm no big pharma for ever and a day. I mean, it's been probably way longer for me. Like, if you take antibiotics prescribed in pharmaceuticals, it takes your body 8 years to recover. Your gut microbiome, 8 years to recover. Get yourself oregano oil. If you get it on an auto ship, take that oregano oil. Trust me, you'll never be out of it. Your body will be healed. I'm telling you. 8 years to heal your gut microbiome after you flush your good bacteria. All of your bacterial flora from your gut microbiome. Once that's destroyed, you can't heal. I'm telling you. They don't want you healed. They're not in the well care business. They're in the sick care business. Michelle said, I just finished fasting. It's awesome. Detox water, chia seeds, orange, lemon, peppermint leaves. Got some in my fridge. Asheo. Michelle, how do you feel after your fast? Said, kicking it with Auntie Leah. Fashawn said, thanks, ladies. I'm writing this down. Oh, indeed. Please do. Kicking it with Auntie Leah said, oh, yes. We can tell you can sing. Oh, am I so behind in the chat? Unapologetically Black said, I do sea moss with the bladderwrack and burdock root. I only drink alkaline water at room temperature and ginger tea. Absolutely no sodas. That is magnificent. The only thing is, I will say for some people, be careful with sea moss, because if you have a thyroid disruption and you don't know, sea moss works with one. I think if you have hypothyroidism, sea moss can work for you. But if you have hyperthyroidism, it is going to have a negative impact. So you have to establish which one, or take small bits. But be careful, guys. There's an Ayurvedic cure for thyroid issues. And a lot of times people will say, oh, they said I got high blood pressure and this, that, the other. But it's really not true high blood pressure. If you get the thyroid issue in order, you will see your blood pressure regulate. Your blood pressure will be active if you have a thyroid condition. A lot of people don't know that, and they don't tell you that. They will just treat you for thyroid and high blood pressure. And baby, Black people must understand there are some high blood pressure medicines, lisinopril, that will swell up your face like a balloon. Be very careful. It does not regulate to our bodies. You ever take lisinopril? Has anyone ever, and you ain't got to betray your business or none of that, but who has ever seen or known somebody that take high blood pressure medicine and their lips swell up big and their nose and everything, their face just swell up? Lisinopril. especially if they give you that lisinopril with the chlorothiazide. You better try and run quick. I'm telling you. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. Oh, wow. I would have loved to have been there. Your life was interesting, intriguing, and fascinating. Thank you. It absolutely has been. And I enjoy it. Smash the subscribe button and make sure your notifications are set to all so you don't miss a live. Kate Leg coming though with that. Kicking it with Auntie. I feel so energized, refreshed. It's so great. I do it for spiritual reasons. Me too, my love. And shout out to you. Asheo. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it in here. You guys are so dope. Keisha, women cannot use that stuff here. Use wig lace glue lightly. A woman lost her eye in New York. Ooh, child. I don't use no wig lace glue and none of that stuff. Me them things they star. And for people who do, they should get the glueless lace wigs that look very realistic if they feel inclined. And then also there's a tape that you can use as opposed to the glue, because the glue, baby, they're not making stuff for the benefit of our people. Let's just get that out there. Shout out to K Lake for gifting 5 the Dopest Nerd memberships. Shout out to you, boo. So I'm telling you, boy, I love my family. Those of you who are the recipient of a gifted membership, please throw some Panamanian flags in the chat for your girl K Leg out here doing her substitute teacher bestesses. She used Nicole said I use natural volumizing mascara. Is that the one with the little particles that kind of deposits? I like it, but like I said, one of the particles got in my eye. Simply Natural Bell said, will you pursue a music career still? I love singing. And so I continued going to like open mics and singing open mics. And that gives me joy. I think I would probably record and put out something, not to be a superstar in the music industry, but just for checking off my boxes. So I have a record out. We did it in 94. It's on YouTube. I played it for you guys. I think it should be on a channel playlist too. It's called How It's Going Down. I did the vocals and L Swift rapped. Look for How It's Going Down. Matter of fact, let me just play for y'all real quick before we go. Somebody said, Tyler Durden, can I ask a personal question? Did you sign an NDA and how much money did you get from the settlement? If so, are you worried about them coming after you for speaking on the incident? Well, hello, Diddy. I didn't know they let you have a damn tweet in jail. You could get on YouTube in jail, Diddy, because baby, that's a straight P. Diddy trying to listen here. I see. I have eyes to see and ears to hear. That the question. Put it back on the screen. This is directly from a Diddy minion. You cannot intimidate me. Let me take it off so you can't see my face. You cannot intimidate me. You cannot malign me. You can't make me fear. Don't make me pull up the article where my attorney was interviewed by the New York Times back in 2001. And she said, and they asked her questions about the settlement. And she said, 2011, she said, my client, Miss Rubin, requested the confidentiality agreement because she wants to maintain her privacy and go back to her life. I requested it. Okay? And the nightclub broke the confidentiality agreement a week later. That document has been void for all these years. So on that note, I ain't worried about not a single thing. Not a single thing. Listen here. The only person that could NDA me is named Yeshua, aka Jesus the Christ of Nazareth, the blood, and my Father up in heaven. Everybody else, NDA your mama. How much I got? None ya. And what else was there? And I ain't worried about a single thing. Not a single thing. Only person that could come for me is God. Everybody else, move your bumbo tangwe. That's what I have to say about that. See, that's that gaslighting they did to me for 25 years. Oh, ain't you got an NDA? You're not supposed to talk. You got an NDA. Listen, I don't ascribe to none of that. I asked for it. I asked for it. It's been void for decades because they voided it the week after. And so if you're not from Diddy, woosah, and I will not judge you, but then you say, can I ask a personal question? You went far beyond the call of personal. Far beyond the call of personal. But either way, and I'm not familiar with your name, but either way, all of that notwithstanding, I don't hold grudge. I don't hold grudges. So you wanted to know. You asked your question. So let's go to the rest of the people now. Somebody else had asked me something else. What I was going to show there's something. Oh, the song. Any oil good for alopecia? Alopecia, there are a lot of things that's good for alopecia. So a lot of times alopecia, it depends on what kind of alopecia it is. If it's traction alopecia, typically that is due to stress and strain on the hair follicle, and sometimes that can't replenish itself sometimes. However, a lot of times alopecia comes from people having infections on skin. There's a lot of candida. So if you got to spray your scalp with vinegar and use neem oil. Neem oil is good, but you got to put a carrier oil because some oils are very strong and you cannot use them directly. So I would suggest neem oil with some neem oil, put some castor oil as a carrier oil, or coconut oil or something. So olive oil, but definitely those are things that clean the root. And then you gotta if it's not traction alopecia based on stress, the hair can be replenished. But if it's traction alopecia, oftentimes that's due to damage to the follicle. Now you can go to a trichologist. A trichologist can specialize in the root and the hair follicle and see what the problem is. A trichologist would be able to advise you better if it's on certain things. My family's from Trinidad, and I was married to a Jamaican for quite a number of years. So I'm Trinj-American. Oh, she said K-Leg, that's sweet of you. It is. K-Leg is absolutely amazing. Cherie said, I am definitely taking notes. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate it. Indeed. Tracy said, vegetable starch is a natural adhesive, says Siri. I'm an experiment to see. Okay. Come on, Siri. Come on, Siri. Fashawn said, you ladies have helped me tremendously going to Health Herbs store to get the items you typed in the chat. You are absolutely welcome, my love. That's what we do here. This is a different breed of YouTubing. A different breed. Can you drink water to replace your moisture? Absolutely. However, some people have absorption issues. And so a lot of times people will drink water, but it doesn't become bioavailable to your body and your organs because you have an absorption issue. If your body's pH balance is not correct, then you can drink as much water as you want. You can create water toxicity in your body and be water drunk. So you have to be careful. You need to be able to take an electrolyte. So if you alkalize that, cucumber, some key lime, then you'll be able to, you'll have a better absorption rate. But it's not just about just taking water. You got to be careful with that because a lot of people will just consume water. And then if it's not bioavailable to you, a lot of people retain water. And then you're walking around, you can't understand why your legs feel so heavy, why your legs hurt. And it feels tired. You feel like you're climbing a mountain with everything you do. That means you are retaining too much water. And especially women, let me tell you a secret for that. You need to drink dandelion tea. Dandelion tree is a natural diuretic. It will drain you. But prepare, clear the pathway to the bathroom at night because you will be peeing all night. I'm going to tell you another thing. If you have let's say like a sports bra, and typically a lot of women, when you get in the house, the first thing you want to do is take off your bra. I know, we got to free the girls. However, if you find that you are retaining water and your legs feel heavy, you see a lot of swelling in your feet, or you have to elevate your feet You need to elevate your feet at night above your heart. So your pillow for your head should be flat, and then you should stack pillows or buy that pillow wedge off of Amazon or wherever and elevate your feet to sleep at night. So your feet are above your heart. You need to wear compression socks so that they can compress and push forth the rest of the water out of your body. It can be bioavailable to your body, and then you can secrete what is not needed. The more you hold water in that is not available to your body, you are drowning yourself, and that will cause you to have the silent killer. So listen to this for my girlies with the, if you are having too much water, and it also will collect around your heart, here's going to be a good indication. Get a sports bra. You're going to pull it this way and pull one breast out of this side. Pull it, scoop it around the edge to make sure you don't have no, snags or anything. Put that breast outside, and you're going to pull the sports bra over and have your breast outside of this one and in the next one. And so the sports bra will be in the middle, but your breast will be out. Sleep like that with your head flat and your legs elevated, and drink some dandelion tea or take a diuretic. Trust me, you are going to be astounded how much water you put out, but you got to get it out of your system. Telling you, that is not good. And a lot of people are not aware that they have that. Well, Tyler Durden, you sure got a lot of questions, honey. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. Well, have you come in peace? Have you come in peace? We have a thing around here. Let me just drop a little scripture. It's a lot of questions. I'm from Brooklyn. Anybody ask me too many questions? My first question is, who you work for? The feds? That's just a New York thing. It's a lot of questions. So, you work for the feds? Anywho, I'm a Renaissance woman, darling. I can't be chained. I'm professional background in many things. I'm a regular Renaissance woman. People say to me, what can't you do? And I'm professional in all my endeavors. Just so you know. I don't even mean it facetiously. I mean that 100%. Stick around, you'll get to know that. But just like Remick, now you ain't Remick in all them, right? Because we Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities of rulers of darkness in this world and spiritual wickedness in high places. We ain't inviting no Remicks in. You ain't Remick. You ain't doing no river dance, no jig, right? On the thing road to what? What was the song? Just making sure. A lot of questions. Fast. Personal questions. Nicole said, I am a certified fitness whole food macronutritional trainer. Go, Nicole. Come through, honey. You better be giving advice to your Nerd Herd fam, girl. We love that. That's dope. Gonna freeze my ginger. Absolutely. No, Natanya, I'm going to go to the herbal shop tomorrow. Listen, Asheo. Get it where you fit. Listen, get it how you live it. I'm telling you, it's going to be so beneficial to your body. Any music creators in the place? I'm a visual artist. I also run a blog. Follow Interscope Records, The Source, XXL, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lynn Carrington, and other. I'm looking for talent. Yeah, we're. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, child. I ain't partial to the record labels now. I don't believe in bondage. I follow the prescriptive of emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but us will free our minds. I ain't beholden to no record industry. We see where that got this one. He ain't the only one. So no shade. Clock that. No shade. Tracy said, Natanya, you're so valuable. I want to take the time to say thank you, God, for your daughter. How can people not love her? Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Listen, when I tell you, when you ostracized by society because they love the devil, and you've been sitting around for 25 years getting to know God and yourself better than you could ever, this is what comes of it. I mean, I was already this person anyway, but, I had a lot of time to stay away from mainstream society because they were not necessarily so kind. People love fame and celebrity and adjacency to celebrity. And so they pick and choose who they wanted. And it wasn't me. And so, I put a lot of my dreams and hopes and aspirations on the back burner because, you see, the silliness, This is why we need a mod, because I'm about to put somebody out of here. You know, we ain't got time to play in God's channel. Let me tell you something, Tyler. You ain't playing with me, baby. You're playing with God. So mind yourself. Cause you're getting out of place. Okay, Naj Singh said, yes, fam. I buy 2 or 3 and it lasts all year. Wrap each in parchment paper before putting in the freezer, Ziploc bag. What's that, ginger? Here's the thing. You know, they say you should not refrigerate ginger because it strips the ginger of its essential nutrients and its essential, the beneficial qualities. So you're better off leaving ginger on the countertop. It will last for a very long time. I mean, if it worked for you, then okay, but you're supposed to leave ginger outside. Nicole Ann, rosemary oil with jojoba help with the hair growth. Absolutely. And let me tell you something, castor oil too. If you have an issue with like growing back eyebrows and eyelashes, castor oil, phenomenal with that hair growth. Michelle said, this is very important information. In fact, I don't know why Tyler come in here to play. Tyler said, do not spray your body with vinegar unless you're going to also season garlic, salt, and black pepper. Like, you playing with God. You could come in here and think you clowning, baby, but you playing with God. And the Bible said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. I can see that you take this for folly, but let me warn you about that. He said, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, I always tell people, don't waste your time. Why would you play with the woman that God allowed to get shot in the face? Not only shot in the face, but with a 9mm hollow point, 9 bullet fragments still in my face, survive, heal, not be aesthetically scarred, be whole of sound mind and body 25 years later. Why would you play with that woman? You come here to play? You come here to play? You looking for a lash down? And as one people, And as one people, God said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. You come playing here. I tell you, I see people come and play with me, and I just warn them, don't do it. And they don't make it down the block. God will slap you down. He will slap you down. So I'm trying to warn you. And I say this with the utmost humility. Play if you want to. But when we don't see you tomorrow, we know what happened to you. I'm telling you. He said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So keep on playing and see how it benefits you. It's not going to benefit you. You think it's funny now. But when you fall down the stairs and you laying down the stairs, I've fallen and I can't get up and nobody's available to help you, and you come out with your broken leg, do not ask yourself, how did this happen? Think of the sound of my voice. Think of my face. I'm telling you, playing with fire, a holy fire. You don't want that kind of thing. You don't want it. Nicole Ann said, yes, you want pH balance cleanser, not a regular soap to maintain acid mantle on the skin. Absolutely. Look at it. Come on, Nicole, give it to them. Tell them the tea. Michelle said, oats are not good. They block and clog up your insides. Indeed. And increase your glycemic index. Fashawn said, OMG, 8 years. I love y'all. Have a good night. Nighty night, Auntie Leah. We about to get off too, boo, because what time is it? We doesn't be watching. Oh, God, it's late. We about to get off. Let me play this song for y'all real quick. Share screen. One moment, guys. Talk amongst yourself. Hold on one second. I always go to share the screen first before pulling it up. Okay, one moment, one moment. All right, guys, we are about to sign off, but I'm going to play a song I did in '94. You ready, guys?
I know you wonder where he's been, but he's in here now. Let the game begin. I came back to let you know that he's no sweet baby, and you got that glow. In my world, it's only you. 'Cause without you, I don't know what I do.
This type of vibe you might come back to. Relax, you and your homies puff for 20 sacks. Brothers can blast through an act. The streets to wherever you chill at. Relax your mind at, spend all your time at. Recline at. I design raps carefully for your listening pleasure. Whatever's clever's better just so you can vibe with, get live with. I live the life hoping I could survive it. So I rock it till the break of dawn. It's like Bonita Applebone. Baby, you gotta put me on. Because I see what you see, but you would never see what I see. Cause what I see is too complex for you to find. So you could get with that, or you could get with this. But I recommend you get with this, cause this is where it is. So everybody just clap your hands to the funky sound. This is the L, baby, and this is how it's going down for women in the front and the fellas in the back. Ladies, get with this, the homeboys get with that. You feel the vibe as my words relax your mind. Oh, swift controls your every body parts enough to make a party start. In the city that never sleeps as you enjoy the night scene with the lady liquor and Alice, a nice fiend. My vision for dollars can take over my soul of mine, cause I came back to let you know. I clutch your mind and never let you go, cause the clippers you couldn't fade crazy. You just relax with a mower and kick it with your lady as you stay free as a bird in the sky. You ask me why, but kid, I be struggling for dollars until I die. Why? But you can get with that or you can get with this, but I recommend you get with this, cause this is where it is. So everybody just clap your hands to the funky sound. This is the L, baby, and this is how it's going down for women in the front and the fellas in the back. Ladies, get with this at home, boys, get with that. Kick it, baby, kick it, baby.
Without you, like that.
LSW, and to the T, I lay it down and let the bass kick. Cause I step in the place with nothing but melodic music for your Benzie or your boombox, bumping the sounds from the project always till the boondocks. In New York is where I rest at. Get blessed at, collect my thoughts at, lyrically talk at. They call me L and I be doing this as long as money's green. I be creating cause it's all about ladies, liquor and money making. And I be taking mics cause yo, it's no mistaken, right? And if you with it, baby, we can swing this thing from day to night. So get with that or you can get with this. But I recommend you get with this cause this is where it is. So everybody just clap your hands to the funky sound. This is the L, baby. This is how it's going down for women in the front and the fellas in the back. Ladies, get with this at home, boys, get with that. Just clap your hands to the funky sound. This is the L, baby. This is how it's going down for women in the front and the fellas in the back. Ladies, get with this at home, boys, get with that. Kick it, baby. I like that. I like that.
Without you, don't know what I do. Without you, don't know what I do. I said without you, don't know what I do. It's all about you.
It's all about you. Just a little something from my past. You know, there's more where that came from. But you know, a little something from my just a little something from my past to share with the nerd herd. Most of y'all have heard that before. I've played it before. But it is timeless. It's very 90s. It's very 90s. It's very the heyday of hip hop. It's very, you know, that was L Swift. He was 1/3 of a rap group, Natural Elements. They were signed to Fortress Records. You heard of, not Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club, but you heard of Charlemagne, the producer who produced a lot of massive songs for everybody. I mean, you know, certain people who were the biggest rappers in the industry. Charlemagne produced for all of them. They call him Char. His brother Randy Charlemagne was the president of of the CEO of Fortress Records. Vidal was the engineer and producer in chief, and I was the first lady of Fortress Records. There were a lot of artists, Mr. Voodoo and A Butter and L Swift were Natural Elements. There were lots of other guys. My friend who brought me there was Tim. He was a dope rapper and a teacher, brilliant teacher, and a genius. Him and his siblings were all geniuses. Their father was the headmaster of a school. My little sister used to attend this school, and he brought me to come and sing, and I became the first lady of Fortress Records, and we did our thing. There was a video out there years ago. Let's see me, I was skinny, so I was so skinny. I was so slim when we started filming the video, and then it had all kinds of crazy things happen on the video day, and the power went out outside on one of the locations, all kind of stuff. When they showed me the video, I was like, "Who's that?" And they said, "What?" I was like, "Who that?" It was like, "That's you." I said, "What?" I promise you, I didn't even know it was me. I was like, and it has to do with the fact that we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. You have a buddy named A Butter, Justice Networks. Were they formerly a rapper, A Butter, from Natural Elements? Ask him. Might be. Never know. But yes, so that's just a little of who I was, and not Charlemagne the God. This was Charlemagne. You could Google this Charlemagne. He's a producer, a big producer. He used to produce for Jay-Z, all them people. Some of the biggest songs out were by this Charlemagne. So look him up. And he's older than the Charlemagne that y'all know. He's Charlemagne, the producer, the original. Look him up. Randy Charlemagne was his brother. He's the CEO of Fortress Records. They just are a dope group of people. They did a lot of stuff. Vidal was the producer, engineer, and whose house most of the recording and all went on. It was good times. Listen, because of that song, I became a member of BMI back in ASCAP back in 1994. So, your girl done some things. But I'm a regular person just like everybody else. Anywho, we had to 3-hour mark, 3 hours and 6 minutes. So you know what I always say? Thank you. I did. I had a lot of great. I'm gonna put this up, Keisha. She said you had a lot of great opportunities. I absolutely did. So you can understand the trajectory I was on, and all the dues I had paid, and all the work I had done to hone my skill and my craft. When this ragamuffin came around and but ultimately I have to give it to God. God did not want me in a den of thieves, in a den of, people of ill repute and freak-a-leaks and all that stuff. He didn't want me there. And so he had to do whatever he could to derail me. And I'm grateful to God for it. I have no regrets. Thank you so much, guys. I have no regrets. And so help me God, if it is God's will, I will sing again. I sing in the house. I be giving concerts up in here, baby. Sold out concerts up in here. And my greatest critic is in here, Nirvana. And she be like, "Mommy, do your thing." And she'll stop me like, "That wasn't the note, boo. Try again." Wheel and come again. And I will and come again. But baby, your girl be hitting those notes. And this voice is better even now. I don't know how my voice seems to be getting better and stronger and more. I don't know what's happening, but it's with age. I guess it's my surrender. I surrendered to God everything. And he was like, "Oh, now you're going to flourish, boo." So thank you. I will let Nirvana record me, and I will put up. Here's what I'll do. I will let Nirvana record me, and I'm going to put all of those in the member chat until I feel like, I can put them in the mainstream, but they'll go in the member thing first. So I'll put them, I'll put 2 songs a week in the member thing. So if you're a member, you get to see them. You can always welcome to see them. All you got to do is join the membership. What is this? Oh, thank you, Naj Singh. She said, Tracy said, "This is your work, my dear sister, part of your purpose." Absolutely. And Naj Singh said, "We love your voice." Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Well, tomorrow, please God, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Thank you so much, Nas Sings. Thank you, everybody. Listen, guys, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. Justice Network said Diddler had a lock on talents, had him locked up. We all free to sing and now Suge. That's right, baby. Yes, indeed. We got our freedom papers. And everybody, I don't understand how anyone would choose to be a part of that Hollywood sickness. Yeah, me either. I would not. I would sing for the joy of the and that's why I say I go to open mics when I want to and things like that. I do karaoke, and that's good enough for me. I don't have a need to. Now, would I put out something so people could have a, my work? I put it out independently. I don't have to be distributed towards anybody. If you buy, you come to my website and you buy, then you buy. If you don't, you'll hear it on YouTube or wherever. And thank you, Alana, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, my love. Hey, you're gonna get to see the videos of the singing. K-Lig said membership includes priority response to the chat, member emojis, badges, exclusive content, community posts, and more. Won't you come? Won't you join? Guys, I love you all so much. You are amazing. Everybody put that Panamanian flag in chat and give love to our resident substitute teacher, the amazing K-Lig, who's doing her thug thizzle. We appreciate you, boo. Big love. Thank you so much, Alana. Look, big love, said Alina. Thank you so much, my love. I appreciate you. Big love right back at you. I'm saying do a healing record. Absolutely. Absolutely. I certainly will. But this is his karma. Indeed it is. Because while he's sitting up in that jail cell, I'm going to be singing, should I do, should we say. Wait till y'all really see me. I'm going to let Nirvana record me. I'm going to get in my living room and move some stuff around and sing. Y'all going to be like, wow, who knew? Yes. Put that Panamanian flag. Guys, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Tomorrow, please God, I will see you all again. Everyone sleep good. Make sure you get your herbal remedies and make sure you send us to either K-Lig or myself, DM, put it in the chat, put it in the comments section, everything that you do so people can avail themselves of your skills and your gifts. And you can spread your stuff around. Let's start with your network. The Nerd Herd will support you in your endeavors, and we will build outward from there. You're talented. Share with your family. This is your Nerd Herd family. Sasha P said, and the Lord restored Job's losses when he prayed for his friends. Indeed, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Job 42:10. Asheo. And we're going to close with a scripture. I hope they throw the key away. Me too, boo. Or they should give me the key. I'll wear it around my neck as a chain. Anyhow, we're going to close with a scripture. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Thus saith the Lord. Everyone, sleep well. Hug the people in your life that you love. Tell someone you love them. Tomorrow, 3 random strangers. Tell them your hair looks great. Ooh, child, I see that blouse you're wearing. Ooh, honey, you killed the day. You look fantastic. Tell them something sweet. And I've lately been talking to a lot of men. I was in a store the other day and a man said, excuse me, older gentleman, not older, but seasoned gentleman. And I turned around and he just had this I said, oh my God, what a beautiful smile you have. He was so, me? Thank you. But he really did. He had a magnificent smile. Skin just as clear as silk. I was like, what a beautiful smile you have. He was so astounded. He didn't know how to take that compliment. Like, okay. And I said, wow, men are not getting complimented. Give anybody you come into contact. I said 3, make it 5. Just spread some joy. 5 people. Hey, beautiful. How you doing today? You look amazing. You smell amazing. Give somebody some love. I'm telling you, it's going to make their day. Tomorrow, please God, we will join again. I told you 3 videos or 2 lives and a video, but I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, please God. Nighty night. I love you, Nerd Herd.